show. Always talking shit show.
What's good? It's your boy. We back in the. I'm fucking up already. We back in the building with another episode of the Always Talking Shit Show with your boy Talkin.
It's your boy Akeem sincere.
And I'm gonna say it again. We back with the fucking Always Talking Shit Show.
What's up, my guy? Oh man.
Same old shit in these fucking Nevada streets, man. Nothing. COVID, Nevada. We live in one of the most poppinest areas, and it's not popping.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit has been. It's starting to get to me now.
You know what I feel like with moving out here? I feel like one of them people that like moved to LA with like, I'm gonna go be a motherfucking star out there. I'm gonna touch down. I'm about to be hitting this dough and that. I felt the same way coming out here, and now I'm here, and it's
Yeah, we did have big plans, nigga.
it's real slow ski. And I don't know when it's gonna get better. Nigga, I'm about to take a fucking trip back to Reno for like, we might have to live stream.
Have to Zoom this.
Yeah.
Hey man, gotta do what you gotta do.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? If you out here in the Las Vegas area and you need some production done,
Or videos.
holla at the kid, man.
If you like that intro beat to this goddamn show,
Something I worked up.
fuck with me.
No, I'm playing. Let me stop. This nigga get mad when I take credit for his work. I don't know why.
Because it took me a long time for motherfuckers to quit telling me my brother makes my beats, nigga.
Right, no, I feel you. That's it's my nigga.
Yeah, it's
the mind helped him.
I still hear that from some niggas.
Of course, nigga.
Shout out to my brother Dialect.
Shout out to Dialect. You always gonna hear nigga, oh well nigga, if Dialect was my brother, nigga, I would be making beats too.
That's what they say.
That's what it is, man.
Shout out to my brother Dialect.
Nigga come in coughing. Hey, but you know, we just gonna take it slow today, man. We getting back in the groove of things. We don't have to really shout out nothing that we don't want to, man. We ain't got no kind of confines.
I ain't got no confines at all.
We talked about our previous situation last episode. You know what I mean? It's a journey, and like the great one said, man, the marathon continues, man. We gonna keep grinding on this journey. You know, so we free agents. Holla at us. What you got to, you want to start this docket?
Oh, no, I'm over here just smoking all shit to myself, though.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let me get into this and stop being the fucking behind-the-scenes guy, because now I got to be on-the-scenes guy.
What's up, man? We here.
We really got to hire somebody for this shit.
We here. Yes, y'all. You know what we got to do? Is we got to stop acting like we edit our episodes still.
Look here, stop. You know, they'll be out. All right.
No, I'm talking about those.
Oh.
I'm talking about like right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We haven't laughed.
Niggas still be talking like we just editing shit out though, and we not. But it's good.
I don't know. I like the organic in that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see.
I don't feel like we gotta, you know, just right in being
It's
live now because there's
definitely
no.
less work.
There's just no.
Shout out to Mark again, Zuckerberg. We appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget to fucking like, follow, share, all that shit. The Always Talking Shit show here on Facebook Live and all that good shit. You know, we need all that love over here. Blow this motherfucker up. We got first on the joint.
Cops keep killing us, man. Cops keep killing us.
Which one are we starting with? We starting with the jaywalking, or are we gonna talk about the kid that they ran up on, like Breonna Taylor too?
Well, we start with the jaywalking. I guess that's the hottest one right now.
I don't know how. Here's the thing. Why is it just hot right now? All right. So if you don't know, you know. You probably don't fucking know because the video footage just fucking dropped. Another black man killed in what was it, California, Southern California, for jaywalking supposedly.
In the video, man, one of the things I noticed is like you see how anxious they were to like use their little.
He got my gun. He got my gun. He got my like nigga. Shut your
use their
bitch ass up.
academy style, takedown.
Right.
It's just like, bro, like, why? There's no reason for you to take him down like that, man. You're just being a bully. You know what I mean? And then the thing is, these are like cowardly people. So like they hide behind their badge and their authority.
How
bully you in the moment they feel like there's any kind of like pushback. Oh, stop! He's grabbing my gun, or stop resisting.
Look at
the
oxymoronicness in the statement of the coward who puts on the shield to be the hero.
Right? Why didn't they tase him?
Because he got his gun. Remember?
Why did they act like those Capitol Police?
But do you remember he had his gun?
Right. Still would have tased his ass.
And it's fucked up that they'll probably get off just by that statement alone. Because if you look at any video on it, there's really no evidence to say that he didn't.
And it's like cops always get the benefit.
But I'm not giving cops bail on anything.
Right,
even if he did grab his gun,
yeah.
There's two of you. You should be able to subdue that.
And I'm just saying, we're humans. You just body slam me for no fucking reason. and you're trying to detain me for no reason, which means that could lead to my death. Like, at what point in time in society do black men get to fear the police? So just because
Yeah,
you're
when do we
saying,
get
"Hey,
to fear?
stop,"
When do we get to fear
"Hey,
for our
stop,"
life and shoot you
"Hey,
like we
stop,"
did?
"Hey,
We would
stop,"
a
and
random
I know I
civilian.
didn't do anything. It's just like, nah, man, stop for what? Tell me why you're stopping me, and you don't want to tell me. I'm trying to. I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to walk to where people are. Like, yo, let me get out the way. I didn't do anything, and boom. Because a lot of people sit back that don't,
It's
that
not
don't
even.
experience
It's
them.
it's
It's
not
like,
even.
oh, why didn't he just comply?
Here's the fucked
Motherfucker
up
was
thing.
scared.
Here's the fucked up thing. I watch a lot of this shit on Facebook, and there's a lot of people now, a lot of white folks out there. They're like, fuck this compliance shit. We've seen compliance from black people get them killed. We've seen them try every
Whoa.
fucking way to not be killed by the police, and we're still getting killed by the police. And the fucked up part about it is, like, you killed this man for a misdemeanor, a very minor misdemeanor offense.
So my thing is this:
Jaywalking.
at what point in time? Because you've seen it happen.
Nigga, I jaywalk all the. I've
Right.
jaywalked in front of cops and never got even talked to by him.
But I've seen niggas get arrested for jaywalking.
I have. I'm not saying that
So,
it
I'm
hasn't,
just
but
saying, all I'm saying, I've never seen no one get killed for jaywalking.
no,
And my
because there's
thing
no
is,
reason for it.
Yeah,
Where's
that
the?
shit is-
How is there any threat in that? Like,
It's so obsessive, and like when you try to paint it with a broad brush, they always try to give you that like a few bad apple shit. I'm like, no, it's a few good cops, and majority of you motherfuckers is bad apples.
I'm just
Hey,
like,
it's a couple gangbangers with good hearts
right.
that do good deeds all the time. And when something happened to them, their community will mourn them and be like, man, he was a good dude.
But all the cops in the news gonna do is vilify him. That's exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you never hear
Look at Tookie Williams. Changed his whole life in prison, right?
Yeah.
Never was acknowledged for it.
Some
Ever.
Some said that he changed his life before prison.
Right, and it was never acknowledged for it. Anytime you heard of Tookie's name, it was the creator of the
Look
Crips.
at Hoover. And so the thing is like, man, the government helped create the Crips, and they don't ever talk about that. You know what I mean? And it's just foul, bro. Like, and you know, for years you wait for like the rest of society that loves our culture, that loves to be down with black people when we're like making up hot shit. They love to talk like us and dress like us and be, because we're welcoming. We don't exclude nobody from anything that we create. You know what I'm saying? And because we're not like that, we fall victim to this society, dog. It's like everybody comes to the community, everybody comes to the culture, robs it, pillages from it. You know what I'm saying? Gets rich off of it. Know that we're still, you know, held behind the 8 ball and discrimination and shit like that. And you know, because I guess they feel like they didn't create it, they don't have no kind of, you know, complicity in it. And you know, everybody talks about it like it's this fucking hard algebra problem that nobody's ever solved, some calculus shit that nobody's ever solved.
Yeah,
before.
niggas look
But
at
it's
you.
just
You
niggas, stop being a fucking racist and
they
stop killing black people.
they look at you like you asked them the fucking square root of something.
Right, man. It's not hard. You don't need a study group. You motherfuckers is racist. Your mamas and daddies was racist. Their mamas and daddies was racist. So sometimes y'all racist and you don't even fucking know it. The fact that this country allows for so many black people to get killed unarmed for non-violent crimes, nigga, is ridiculous. The fact that this country allows for so many young black men to be in prison for an astronomical amount of years for non-violent crimes, nigga, is ridiculous, dog. Like, even with this fucking, what does they call it? The new crises, nigga. Where all the motherfuckers is on dope, nigga. Not crack, but it's the, was it methamphetamine or the opioid crisis.
Right.
They're not sending people to prison. Like, it was a time where if you got caught with crack, it was a 3 to 5 year prison.
Mandatory minimum. It still
You
is.
get caught with a fucking little bitty ass pebble
It
of
still
crack, and
is.
your ass is going to
Mandatory minimums haven't gone
yeah.
away because
Your ass is still going to
Obama
prison.
tried to abolish
Right,
them.
bro.
Trump said no. But it'll probably be gone now with Biden being in there in the prison reform. But
Maybe.
we'll see. Like I said,
see.
we'll see. But here's the thing. The man's name was Kurt Reinhold, and he was killed in California
Rest in
for
peace to Kurt
supposedly
Reinhold.
jaywalking. Slammed to the ground. Soon as he got slammed to the ground, first thing the cop said was, "He's got my gun." And he said it
Yeah, bro.
very loud,
Simultaneously.
several
That's
times.
code word for like I'm about to do his ass.
Yeah, I'm about
about
to.
to do this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And we need the justification. Because the thing is, we were never supposed to see the fucking tape. And remember, the police reports wasn't accurate. They were saying that they were saying like that he had got a hold of the gun, so they had to use lethal force. And when you see it, it's just like, man, that looks real sketchy. But it's just sketchy enough for these motherfuckers to get off because there's some group of white people that support district attorneys and support U.S. senators and judges that allow for this to happen over and over and over again simply because it's not happening in their community and it's not happening to their children. So I don't give a fuck if you come march with us after it happens and you have to see it on TV every day and everyone's talking about it and we're in a pandemic so nobody gets to go to their normal lives and work and kind of forget about it. So no matter where you go, you're being taught, they're talking about it. Like, yeah, you see this shit? Your kids are talking about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't escape it. So now, what happened to all those companies, nigga, that said they was about to do all this shit for Black Lives Matter and for black people? You hear anything about that?
Say that again?
You remember all those companies that was coming out like, yo, this shit is foul, what's going on with black people? I'm paraphrasing, obviously. We're gonna give money, we're gonna do all that. You remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit quiet.
It always happens. It's always like that. It's always crickets, bro.
It's the banana in the tailpipe.
Now I can't even find. I
Everything is
can't
whatever to get 'em to calm
find
down.
the story about the kid from 2 weeks ago.
Well, shit, nigga, we don't even need the story. It's another scenario. Is Breonna Breonna fucking Taylor all over again. Rest in peace to both of them.
Hold on, I'm about to find that shit. Fuck that.
Man, the police are murderers, man.
It's. Oh man.
Police are murderers and they're murder hungry, and they kill black people. And America's cool with it.
They are. America's just
And most
is complacent as fuck.
Most Americans are cool with it. Because if they wasn't, nigga, this shit would be different. It would change.
Complacent as fuck, bro.
It would change. And, the Democratic Party, man, they wouldn't be in power if it wasn't for black people. So they need to be held accountable. Like, this shit can't slide. Like, not on their watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, not on their watch. Are we gonna tear this motherfucker up, man? And on top of that, motherfuckers is different now, man. Like, when you got cats talking about starting their own political party, that's real power. You start your own political party, you put out your own candidate, and that candidate is beholden to you.
Right.
And that's the thing, man. A lot of these fucking Democratic and Republican candidates, they're not really beholden to the black community. They'll get you and sway you to vote for them, but once they get in office, it's just like, then they get very shy and like very, what's the word they like to use, bipartisan. Now I gotta get everybody to agree on one fucking thing, nigga, for it to happen. Well, we just seen them with a non-bipartisan attack tax cuts for the richest Americans when they didn't need it, and it fucked the economy up. They don't care, nigga. We pushing this through. Fuck the Democrat, right? So like we need that same energy, but you got to remember, a lot of these Democratic senators are rich too, so they benefited from them tax cuts too. So even though they didn't ask for them, they benefited from them. So are they really that upset that they got them? Are they really that in a hurry to give them back? It's a fucked up system, man. And the system rewards corruption. So I just think that's the real revolution, right? If America's gonna survive, it's gonna be like, doing away, it's like the boy said, rob the rich, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rob the motherfucking rich. Because they've been robbing the poor for 1,000 years.
But nah, there was another, okay, so I can't find the actual article, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you what I came across while reading the case of the other one. SWAT did another no-knock type shit, ran up in somebody's house. The dude started shooting at the cops. Cops killed the dude. They did not say that they were SWAT, did not say that they were police. The whole family was in the house at the time to verify this.
Law-abiding citizens, Mike.
They were serving the warrant because I guess he was trying to do some witness tampering in a robbery case that he was involved in for an alleged robbery that they say he was involved in. And instead of doing it the right way, we're just going to kick the fucking door in and, we're going to go from there. We're going to play that shit by ear. Because if we play it by ear, we more than likely will be able to shoot somebody, and it's gonna be all right, justified. Ain't nobody gonna say shit about it.
Right.
I'm just over it. I'm over people being mad for us vilifying the police when the police are the villains.
They're the most
We
gang in America.
we all watch movies and shit, and the villain, we all don't like the villain and all that shit, but you guys love the police, and police are the modern day fucking villain because they get to be sociopaths on top of murderers and homicidal maniacs.
And what happens, nigga? They get paid leave.
They are emotional terrorists, period.
They'll kill you.
You got to think
get
about
paid leave.
I love that term, emotional terrorists. Cops are emotional terrorists to black people because, for the simple fact, if a cop gets behind a black person and tries to pull them over, we are nervous as fuck at any time in this altercation. We could lose our fucking life.
Bro, I really believe, and this, I pray this don't have to happen. There's gonna come a time in this country where a black man with the clout, a black man with the finances, and a black man with the background, to whereas he's going to be doing the same situation. It's going to be a cop, because you hear about powerful black men getting harassed by the cops and treated like shit all the time, from Barack Obama on down. There's no black man in America that's so powerful that they haven't been harassed by the cops for no reason.
Doesn't exist.
So one of these days, it's gonna be one of those type. You're gonna catch the right guy, and he's gonna fuck around and kill one of these cops. And the difference is, he's gonna have the resources to fund the defense. And we seen what happened the last time a Negro got caught up in the judicial system and had the actual resources to fund the defense. It's cool. And had the resources to fund the defense. My thing is, you're gonna have. So say a black person ends up killing a cop, right?
Right.
And then they're in court, and they have the legality behind them. They have the criminal defense behind them, right. And they have the character behind them and the reputation to really make the sound argument that.
Like if
I'm scared of you for legitimate reasons.
Like if Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, or Kanye killed a cop.
Never.
$3 billionaires.
America has not given me a reason to feel that I can get pulled over by a police officer and not have my life fearful. So before I can argue, before you put me in handcuffs to do whatever it is you're gonna do to me, especially since you can't prove that there's no reason that you pulled me over. Like, we've seen this play out for over 100 years. So at what point in time does society say, hey, those black people, they're not full of shit. They're not just making this shit up.
Right.
We see it over and over and over again.
We
but
just
yet America
choose to
wants us to everybody
play a
else
blind eye by that shit.
Like each situation is different.
Yeah.
No, nigga,
it don't work like that.
Same fucking difference. Like, they killing motherfuckers in the car for no reason with their wife and kid in the car. Just shooting them. Whatever happened to women and child? You could have shot his woman. You could have shot his child.
It don't matter to them at all.
But if you kill a dog in this country, nigga, they won't put you under the jail.
Or if you kill a police dog in this country, you
might
die, nigga. You might get lethal injection over that, nigga.
But then we keep seeing these.
They're gonna nigga. If you survive it,
we keep seeing these. Remember we was talking about other shit, nigga. White privilege gone wrong. We keep seeing these incidents where white men that are proven gangsters, that are fucking criminal, get pulled over and get treated with so much humanity
to the point that they could kill a cop, kill one cop and almost kill the other one.
Come on, man.
When is it? Here's the thing: when is it gonna be okay for us to fear for our lives from police to the point where we can shoot one? To where I'm now just because if you pull a gun on me and I shoot you, I'm within my rights. Especially here in Nevada. Mm-hmm. I'm well within my rights. Why does that not pertain to police? Why does that badge get you immunity to make me fear? I get to fear for my life from you at any time, but you just continuously get away with that shit. No other man gets that privilege. I would be able to kill the other man. I'd be able to kill you for that shit. If you body slam me to the ground with you and your partner and I bop both of you, self-defense and fear of my life because of what's going on. But because of this punk ass, bitch ass badge and this fucking shield and this stupid fucking these dumb motherfuckers, you just get immunity. That's not fair. That's not right. That's not legal. That's not even constitutional. Because it's my right as an American to what? Bear arms.
Right.
And to defend my life, my property,
Right.
my family. Except against the police.
And
Against the military. Against the government.
And remember, that wasn't really our original right.
I'm not even fuck it.
So because of that,
I'm just talking about.
it's like we're still fighting for the perception. Like we're still fighting for the reality of what's written on paper. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen white men pull out guns on law enforcement, not get killed, and win the dispute.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? And win the dispute. So it's just one of them things, bro. It's one of them things that you just gotta always kind of like keep in the forefront of conversation, man. Like people want to act like we've grown past. The irony of it is, to me, is that America carries itself, and Americans that aren't afflicted by this, they often carry themselves like we're some kind of moral country, like some kind of country that's high in.
Dog, we are the most immoral country there is, nigga. I don't think there, even with Russia and them out there, I don't think there's a more immoral country.
Because I don't know what Russia be doing. I only know what we hear in America.
Hey, I know if Russia's number one.
I know from World News, they're over there purging shit.
If Russia's number one,
I'm not saying who's number one.
No, I'm just saying if Russia's number one, America's too.
Oh, we definitely up there, bro. Like
we're top 3.
I don't even have to number them. We just up there.
Just by prison population alone, bro.
Man, fuck that. Just off slavery alone.
Like we are the worst country. Nobody respects.
We have the richest poor people on earth.
Yeah, nobody respects America and Americans. They respect black Americans, though. Other countries respect the fuck out of us because they see what the fuck we go through every day.
I mean, they respect a certain part of our culture. You're right. But I think that there's certain parts of American culture, even in white American culture, that other countries like adore and respect, but they don't understand the truism in it. They don't understand that like the American dream is a facade, and for some it's truly a nightmare, and for others, for 1% of America, they live in fat, and everything is geared towards them. And a certain class of Americans have like a certain amount of privilege, where they just don't have a certain amount of worry. So you might not be a millionaire, but you don't have to worry about. But you don't have to worry about cops killing your kid or kicking in your door for no reason.
Let's talk about white privilege.
Like
look at fucking Ted Cruz. White privilege, white rich privilege in a handbag. White people, I want you to listen to this too.
Everybody listen to that shit.
This is somebody that y'all hold in such high fucking regard. And y'all be backing what he says, just like y'all back Trump and all these other fucking Republicans. But when shit got real for him, what did he do? The rich white man thing. He dipped to warmer climates on y'all motherfuckers. And then came back, because y'all was talking shit, came back and tried to rectify that shit.
Blamed his daughters. The funny thing is...
How you believe? Yeah, nigga, what the... Oh, my daughters, they was out for 2 weeks. It was like, Dad, let's go somewhere. Nigga, you are an adult, nigga. You run that. They can't go get plane tickets and you got they passports, nigga. They're not grown to where they could be like, all right, Pops, we going to Cancun. Y'all do what y'all do.
The irony
is... Hold on. I gotta keep going.
I see. Go ahead.
The same motherfucker that talks shit about Joe Biden because he wanted to go home. To his home. The White House isn't his house. That's where he's staying. He wanted to go to his actual Delaware house. Hey, not his summer home. Not his Cancun house. Not where it was warm. And niggas, Delaware's cold right now.
I'll summarize it as this.
Man, y'all...
Ted Cruz is in support of building a wall.
My nigga Neil, what's happening, baby?
Quote unquote, keep Mexicans out. Yeah. Right? And
You want to go
Yeah,
to Mexico?
yeah. This nigga flees to fucking Mexico. Nigga at the first sign of trouble.
That's such real shit right there.
So
That's real shit.
I just think that
Y'all motherfuckers talk so much shit about Mexico and the border in Texas.
You can see
And where
everything.
did your bitch ass go when it got bad? To fucking Mexico. You a bum, nigga. That's some bum ass shit. For like, just some
Man, it's just one of them things, bro. Like, if we being honest, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on and the hypocrisy and things like that. Tell boy I said what's good. Appreciate the love too, man. Come fucking with us,
man.
but no, like it's something to talk about, man. And like
hypocrisy is so real.
Old media, they're constrained by the very people that they're supposed to criticize. So you don't ever they talk about it lightly, but I mean, come on, man. Like Texas, in 2 years, you motherfuckers gonna have an election, and we'll see how y'all feel about Mr. Cruz and him escaping on y'all, because he's also a big climate change denier. And I'd be damned if you motherfuckers aren't in a fucking East Coast like blizzard in the middle of Texas. But
and my pops said it's about to be warm there again.
Why is it so deadly? It's deadly because y'all don't got
y'all
the
ain't ready for
infrastructure
this,
it.
right?
That shit wouldn't have hurt Detroit. That shit wouldn't have hurt Minnesota, New York, Chicago, because they're used to that shit. They have all the infrastructure.
It wouldn't have hurt Reno.
You know what I'm saying?
But it would have hurt Vegas.
Yeah, and it's just like it's just little shit like that. Like, man.
But yeah, climate. Okay, so yeah,
Americans have to be held accountable for who the fuck they let lead their country.
Climate change isn't real, but y'all are experiencing winter weather. And this weekend, my dad said it's supposed to be back 70 degrees.
Well, fam, a couple years ago,
that's climate change, nigga.
They had a hurricane in New York City. The
fuck does that happen?
The fuck are we talking about?
When does that
you see how fucked up New York
the what you call it?
Well, here's hurricane. They haven't had a hurricane in over 100 years.
Because the weather isn't supposed to play out there. You don't have the right combination of weather. That's why it happens. That's why it happens in Miami and New Orleans and shit. Because they got that swampy, humid, tropical weather off wherever it's coming from. You know what I'm saying?
But New York is an island. You know what I'm saying? So it's.
But where weird, it's at, it shouldn't have got that because it doesn't have the right.
This is my point, Dre. We can't say that definitively because we wasn't
no.
180 years the last time.
What I mean by wasn't supposed to happen is in the grand scheme of if the world was right and climate change didn't exist, that would have never happened. It's not supposed to. But with all this climate change. This switches the whole shit.
This is where it gets dangerous. What you're saying, sounds educated. It's an educated guess. I get it. I actually agree with that. But for argument, to be fair, we don't know that either.
Not at all.
So what we're saying is that, like, okay, one thing we do know is that if they said the last time this shit has happened in New York,
does repeat itself.
It was 186 years ago. All we know is, nigga, in 186 years from now, it's going to happen again in New York.
Right.
New York gets hurricanes every 186 years. So now we know. But to deny that information and to deny that data because of political posturing and political reasons.
Is retarded.
And then to create millions of people that are watching the news in earnest to see what's going on in the world, see what they paying into, what their tax dollars is doing. And you got motherfuckers over there in certain media outlets spinning false narratives, like they're complacent in that. And now you got millions of people that thinks climate change is just some liberal fucking political go-to. So now I wonder a motherfucker that's buried in the snow and in deep darkness. And shout out to everyone in Texas. God bless everyone in Oklahoma and Texas and the whole region that got hit by this. I'm not making light of your struggles. It's not your fault.
Nah, we're just talking
all
about
those people that sat out the election.
Yeah, we're talking about all. We're talking about all you motherfuckers who support these motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you.
Are these people that are too cool? Nigga, are the motherfuckers that just don't pay attention to this shit? Look, you got a congresswoman that they vilified since her inception in AOC. She's from New York City. She raised over $3 million for Texas when Ted Cruz shot his family, nigga, and closest friends
straight to Mexico.
And that's something that Texans I know you like got a beef with New Yorkers and Northerners. And
But
West
you
Coasters
gotta
and shit like
you
that.
gotta
Like,
acknowledge that, bro.
We as Americans gotta really wake up and be like, yo, all this regional, border, racial shit that they put in our face, we can get to that shit later. Rob the motherfucking rich, man. How dare someone become even more of a billionaire when we all can't go to work? Think about that shit. And this infrastructure ain't set up for all of us to own a business.
Hold on, we got our first little comment interaction.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think? I'm just saying, like, you get what I'm trying to say though? Like, what do you say? Hey, fam.
Hold on, wait.
No,
wait.
my niggas on to something, dog. Cause see, they want to make you crazy and conspiratorial,
right?
When you start talking about and shout out to my boy Neil. He said that you got to watch out for that weather manipulation.
Well, it's the same thing as chemtrails. If they can do,
hey, I heard Prince talking about that.
If they could put clouds in the sky that don't really exist, why can't they? Manipulate. Well, because
they
teach
what
you.
They do, fam.
They
make
you,
snow. They make
exactly
islands that don't exist.
So they teach you in what science class
lakes.
how rain and thunder happen.
Right.
Who's niggas could make that in a machine.
Bro, that's what I be
niggas make
niggas
that
about,
in a machine.
Son, that's what I be telling niggas about Vegas in the summertime.
Matter of fact, hold on, I'm fucking up.
When niggas in Vegas fall for that shit in the north that they say, oh, put those rocks out there because the ground is, you can't get grass, and then all in the south, nigga, there's trees and grass, and you go and riding around town in the heat in the summertime, you be in the north bottom, it's hot as fuck.
Right.
You go up a little bit to the south side, nigga, where there's wind, and they done put in man-made lakes and streams and shit, and it start feeling a little different. Like, nigga, yo, it's hot, but it ain't that bad out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
nah, here's my thing.
Shit.
Motherfuckers,
it's a habitat, nigga.
Motherfuckers who don't believe in like them gung ho, I don't believe in climate change. Motherfuckers remind me of flat earthers.
Fam, in essence, they are flat earthers. Look, they just said this shit in Texas.
They remind me of flat
earthers. The energy hub
dog.
of America, but because they got these Republicans fighting for coal because they're making money from the coal industry, even though it's killing the earth. They said part of the reason why this shit went bad in Texas, nigga, they had the power outage, is because that coal shit is outdated.
Yeah.
And it failed the system. Like, nigga, the green, if you was green,
the
nigga,
reason
like a lot of other places
to build on that, yeah, they said
man.
one of the reasons that Texas failed also is because you want to be your own power grid and source, because you want to be your own little entity because of the oil money and shit. You have the money to build that.
The Green Initiative is going to put a lot of minorities to work. The Green Initiative is going to create wealth, nigga, the same way the automotive industry and shit like that did back in the day.
Oh, because, I'm going to keep it.
From middle class to poor people.
I'm going to keep
and the wealthy people of America just simply don't want that shit.
I'm going to keep it 100. The motherfuckers who, let's keep it real, the motherfuckers who are going to be installing, like, fucking solar panels and shit is going to be Mexicans and shit.
I wouldn't say that.
Shh. There's about 4 of them that live in my area right now.
Okay, that's cool, but listen what I'm saying. You're talking about the whole United States of America.
But I was saying as minorities. I'm saying, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that, nigga, because I could take you to places where it's not a lot of Mexicans, and there's a lot of minorities, and they're gonna be getting those Green Initiative jobs too. Like, nigga, I'm in the union, nigga. My union ain't full of Mexicans. Shout out to my Mexican niggas. Like, that's kind of a stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't even to be stereotypical.
And I know you wasn't coming in like that. I know you're saying it. I feel like you're saying it. I don't want to speak for you. I feel like, just make sure I'm on the same level as you. I feel like you're saying it in conjunction with what we're talking about how the disrespect of the Mexican culture and how, like, we want to keep Mexicans out and stuff like that with the Republican Party. I get all that. Okay, so that's how I took it. You feel me? So I wasn't saying it like I'm not speaking for you. Yeah. I know you're not saying it like anything against like stereotypes.
No, it's gonna be these Mexicans that all you guys are against. Once you guys give in to this Green Initiative, it's gonna be these fucking minorities, these blacks, these Mexicans, these motherfuckers
they just came out, nigga, that the most educated, like, black women are the most educated group in America. So who do you think gonna get these Green Initiative jobs, nigga, at the executive level?
That don't surprise me because
I'm just saying in a fair work balance place.
Right.
Like, nigga, I have a lot of qualifications. Nigga, like, nigga, one of my good friends, nigga, is a civil engineer. He's black. He's waiting for a Green Initiative type.
But chances here's chances are the female
like
is gonna be in that office somewhere doing that not office work, not secretary. I mean, like up there in the
Well,
and you're gonna be the dude installing.
well, I'm
that's
just
just because the
that's-
education. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
no, like
And
what-
because you're
what
more
I'm saying-
labor anyway. You know.
No, what I'm saying, it's not even about me
Yeah.
individually, cause nigga.
I'm talking about man. Period.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, no, I'm not even.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I'm talking about just
see,
like.
I'm not even gonna be on no sexist shit. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, there's a lot of men that's educated, nigga, that's gonna get
No,
these
but
jobs.
I'm just saying what
But
you
I
saying.
work in a union, nigga, with a lot of fucking females, bro. That really, nigga, be in there doing their shit, nigga, holding me down. Like, nah, sweetheart, you gotta do it like this. They've been doing that shit 10, 15 years. And it used to impress me, like, damn, there's a lot of women that work here. And not the women that you necessarily would think. Like,
And that's some shit that I commend them on, because, nigga, I hate manual labor, nigga.
well, the thing is,
It's not for me, bro.
There's levels to manual labor. So, see, some people, there's levels to creativity. There's levels where, like, manual labor and creativity, nigga, exist. They meet. So, to some people, that's more of a physical form of art. But to other people, it's not manual at all, nigga. They get to create shit. They get to come in a union, nigga, in a blank canvas, nigga, and build, nigga, 1,500 of the most unique booths, nigga, and all that shit, nigga, in the world. And then tear it back down, nigga, and do the shit all over again, nigga, the next weekend. With motherfuckers coming from all around the world. That's, it becomes fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like cutting this carpet, nigga, in a unique shape, nigga, the sign of a Nike check, nigga, because it's a Nike booth, nigga, and hanging this. This shit is art. But if you're not that type of person, you like, damn, nigga, that's damn near like construction work to you. You like, nigga, I gotta carry that, drill this, because you don't do that type of shit. But then there's other shit, like, you could be doing what I do, and then, like I did, remember when I did the little construction thing?
I'm not doing none of that.
That construction shit, oh, nigga, we live in here. That construction shit is completely different. I told you, nigga, you have to use nails, nigga. Nails, them tacks ain't nothing, bro. They gotta nail that thing.
Well, it's gonna have to get tacked up.
But,
This wall's too goddamn bare.
the show must go on. What I was gonna say is that, like, yeah, man, a nigga that does the union stuff that I do, like, and AV tech work and stuff like that, bro. When you if you switch over and went to a construction yard, that's a form of art to them. They like, you know, oh, this was just desert, and we just built a whole casino with a pool in it, nigga, and casinos, you know, all these things. Not to your boy though. Like, to me, that became more physical labor, and it was shit was hard. Like, nigga, I was coming to work complaining every day, and I would look at some of the cats that do that shit, that's been doing it for 20, 30 years, 15 years. They love it. They don't want to do nothing else. Like, that's what they like doing. So it's just about finding your niche. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I think that, like, is multicultural as this country has grown. Like, they say within the next 15 some odd years, blacks and Hispanics will make up the majority population. I hope that yields more inclusion, because we are, like, more inclusionary cultures. Like, you know what I mean? We like sharing our culture. And so because of that, I hope that like will grow the country into a place where motherfuckers realize you don't have to circumvent the rules to dominate. Let this shit breathe out naturally, and we'll be a better nation for it. I think other nations have caught up with America in innovation and things like that, simply because a Japanese kid, they have to get over being poor. If you're born poor in Japan, but the worst, you're still Japanese.
Right.
Like, you know, you don't have to worry about being a fucking Asian in America, or a black kid in America, or a Hispanic kid in America, or a Muslim in America. You don't have those type of hurdles. And the fact that we live with so many people that claim to, like, not be in support of that are so quiet when things like that are still so prevalent, it's like the great denial. And that's what gets annoying about and exacerbating about this shit. Is like, damn, they killed another black dude for no reason.
Right,
when I just seen a whole bunch of angry white dudes that protested on the media. They basically planned this shit in front of the world, like, we coming and we gonna stop the votes.
And barely anything. I mean, people died, but
they caught 5 bodies.
Right.
And they still getting treated like confused young people. That motherfucker, these are doctors, lawyers, politicians, school teachers, officers, military men and women that are getting caught on this in this insurrection
doing
shit.
The fucking weird
first
shit.
Off, it's not the terrorist attack. I'm not calling it an insurrection.
It's domestic terrorism.
You know
nigga.
what I'm saying? The white domestic terrorist
Straight
attack.
up.
Because if some Muslims did it, it would be an Islamic terrorist attack. Nigga, if I did it as a black person with the name Akeem, they would be like, he's Islamic jihadist nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
All that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. Enough is enough, fam. Like, this shit gotta stop.
He said it played me.
And I'm tired of motherfuckers high-fiving like, yeah, this shit's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like people in our community, like, high-five is like, yeah, bro, it's fucked up. Like, no, dude.
Yeah, like we're going through
help
this.
us-
We're
help
going through the struggle together.
Like, help us do something. Because, see, this is the thing.
Like, hey, bro, it's fucked up.
America
out there, huh, bro? It's
selfishly
so fucked
loves
up, nigga.
what our struggle, what black struggle yields for America. Because America gets to benefit from hip hop.
Because everything
America
about
gets to
black
benefit
struggle,
from jazz culture.
everything, yeah,
America gets to
it's-
benefit from comedy and like stand up, the original form that we create. America gets to benefit from like all these rock and roll and country music, things that black people actually originated through pain and strife. And then it's just like, man, look at them niggas, man. They sure know how to take this pain we give them and make it into something.
and make it into something.
And then we go get rich off of it.
Those goddamn niggers.
Then we go get rich off of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We hate you motherfuckers, but we got to be the labels you sign with. We hate you motherfuckers. But every time you
Niggers did it
create
again.
Every time you create something, we want to come and take it or be in business with you. Like,
Dog,
it's kinda fucked up,
that's what white is fucked up.
Like, if you don't care about
It's
that
fucked
black
up to
dude
say
getting
this.
killed, you don't give a fuck about Kobe.
It's-
So I don't want to hear no rest in peace Kobe shit.
It's fucked up to say this, but that's what like white culture was built off of.
It's not fucked up to say it if it's true, because I got white friends and loved ones that openly say these things, and they're not the issue.
White people,
Like-
white culture and white society was built on stealing other people's shit or stealing the people in themselves and building off them.
Now, see, this is the thing. I came to that conclusion once, but in my studies, man, what I realized, and it broke my heart, black men have the most ancient culture.
I'm just
Like, no,
talking
but listen what I'm
about
saying.
their whole
In
infrastructure.
our ancient culture, black men enslaved black people and
Hold on,
enslaved
okay, but
other races.
tell me this:
So-
is American infrastructure? Was American infrastructure not built on the back of
No,
black people?
I would never argue that. That's a bona fide fact. That's a scientific fact.
Right.
What I'm speaking to is go. See, because like the thing is, I've been trying to do is take our history past America, right, as far as you can, right.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be collective. It's not going to be tribal because they exacerbated that for us. But collectively, when you start talking about Mansa Musa and them and things like that, now there was a such thing as concubines, and there was a such thing as indentured servants, but then there was a such thing as servants or slaves that was won in war. And what was common practice is great dynasties. If we got in a war, like, and we was out in some distant battle, like, nigga, we conquering all this, right?
Right.
We won the battle. So y'all motherfuckers coming with us, nigga, and they indoctrinated those said people into their way of life and culture in time. Like, you know what I'm saying, through deeds, training, and things like that. So I'm not saying which one's more morally correct, but, you know, like, we're supposed to be the land of the free. Like, all I'm saying is, nigga, like, take all that history aside, take the recent past history aside of our enslavement here. Okay, where are we at now in 2021? We're supposed to be the country of the free. Like, we send young teenagers with guns to other nations to tell their country how to treat their citizens.
We're supposed
And
to
meanwhile,
be.
you got motherfuckers getting murdered by cops all the time, every day, for no reason.
And we're supposed
in
to
this
be the
country.
country of the free, but we enslaved and imprisoned the most people
Yeah, ever.
out of all countries. Out of the two biggest countries combined.
No,
Yeah, all countries
nations
combined, we
combined.
have the most prisoners.
Bro, let me tell you how fucked
Like,
up
think
we are.
about how crazy that is. We're the land of the free, but we imprison the most. That's across the board with all races. We have the most incarcerated people
Right.
out of every nation
Right.
on this fucking planet. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? How that's the
What if
like
America
America? Okay, hold on. Let me go. I came to this conclusion right now. America's one big ass oxymoron.
Okay, I agree with you there. I won't give you no argument. But the thing is like,
Every American
conclusion
value that we
it's
were
been
taught
concluded
is
that
a
America's- it's
oxymoron.
oxymoron. Okay, it's oxymoronic, but that's in a philosophical way, right? America is really the world's largest corporation
Nah, yeah,
Because
that's real.
because it's transaction based. Like, think about this. Like, the only like people that are like diehard, allegedly patriotic in this country and shit like that, it's tied into like borderline racism and white supremacy.
Mm.
The average white American is just like the average black person or Hispanic or Asian. Like, they want America to work for it, and they're appreciative of all the things that they gain for being American. But they have a very balanced relationship with the infrastructure of America. They're not too much this way. They're not too much this way. Like, hey, do what you say you're supposed to do.
Right.
I'm going to do my part. I'm not going to be out here robbing shit and joining the gangs from my neighborhood.
Right.
Right? I'm going to live my life the right way.
Right.
But don't let my son get shot because he's Asian, bro, and he looks a different way. Don't let my black son get murdered time and time again because you can't tell the difference between him and the gang members that are terrorizing this neighborhood. Hey, and if y'all so serious about killing criminals, what about all these goddamn murderers and gang members that's terrorizing this fucking neighborhood? Nigga, how come they still here?
Because they help that population control black on black crime.
Exactly, they're part of the structure. So
black man kills another black man. It's blase. That's one less black man. That's one less black man alive and one less black man on the streets.
Fam,
and more money in the prison system.
Agreed.
That's another stock point for the prison stock system.
And that's why we're looking for this Biden administration to do away with, excuse my language, man, to do away finally with privately owned prisons. Because if you're paying your debt to society, then Microsoft shouldn't get a piece of it. You shouldn't be able to profit off of someone else's pain in that way. Because let's break it down. If a man goes out and murders someone, that's someone's loved one, right? In all facets, brother, sister, child, mother, right? So you're going to profit for that person going to jail for killing that person? You're going to profit because this person, in the dark woes of his life, made a horrible, horrific mistake. And now they're allegedly going to pay their debt to society. And now you all using that motherfucker like the NASDAQ 500 and these Las Vegas crap tables, and you're just going to profit off of it?
Right.
Because you see what happened when the judges in the cities reneged on their contracts, in the sense that they defaulted, in the sense that in the contract negotiations, you guaranteed that this prison was going to remain 80% in capacity. But crime is down because the economy's up, and we're at 60%. So we want our money, and that gets out to the public, and it's like, wait a minute. So that puts pressure on DAs. That puts pressure on the judge to send these kids to prison. Who's being affected by that?
Do you remember that judge that
It's
got
fucked
like
up.
26 years?
Yes.
Was in Philly that it
was
happened?
Chicago. He was sending boys to prison left
prison
and right.
to
For shit that they really
the
didn't
school
need
to
be going to
prison. The
for.
prep to prison pipeline is what it was called.
Yeah. And
And that wasn't enough to show y'all motherfuckers what
But
it
I'ma
is
tell you,
out
dog,
here. Like, come on,
they've
man, I was
expanded on
blatant
that, fam.
in your
They've
face.
expanded on that, and guess what they do? They go after it starts in school now. So you'll have I'm looking at this shit, and like they're looking at in inner cities, and now it's common practice for an 8 to 10-year-old boy that gets into a scuffle in the classroom
To go to jail, right?
For them, they don't call your parent. They don't send you to the office
You get an
necessarily.
assault charge as a fucking 9-year-old.
They call the police on you and have the police come. Once the police come, they got to come get you. They come and have you arrested. And I'm just like, wait, that's what you're doing to our kids out of the school now?
Yeah.
Like a little schoolyard scuffle
That's what
can lead a kid to an assault charge. Now, if you're 10 years old with an assault charge,
that shit could start a
what
whole
follows you-
life of
what
crime.
follows you in the rest of your life? Well, what happens is it makes you like very, very eligible to be
Mistreated.
mistreated and misrepresented as a criminal.
Right.
Because now then you just walking with your friends, y'all, the cop come, like they do, they hem you up, what you doing, you're the criminal. Like they looking at you, oh, you already got a record and you ain't even in motherfucking middle school yet. You know what I'm saying? You got teachers looking at you a certain way. They don't really want to fight to teach you nothing. You fucking 10 years old with an assault charge already. We already know how you get down, little so-and-so.
Right.
Like, you know what that
You're
does?
vilified. You're already
bro.
vilified, bro.
Like-
you're not even old enough to be a villain, and you're vilified
And even
already.
if you don't, you're living the rest of your life and you're scared as fuck to make you can't make no mistakes. It's like when these judges take a kid, put him in jail for some shit that they probably shouldn't have put him in jail for, let him out early and give him a gazillion years probation, and send him back to a crime-infested neighborhood with 1,000 kids that they gave the same probation to that says you can't be around each other. So that means
violations every
fattens
time,
it
bro.
fattens up the purse. So like now, when my cops go out there to harass you, motherfuckers, and they scoop you guys up,
You're
it's
all in violation.
Each year, it's less and less likely that you 5 kids that was just playing basketball and walk to the store. It's less likely that you're not gonna be in our system. You're gonna be on probation for some bullshit. You're gonna be on probation for some bullshit, and you're gonna have been already arrested. So
And
now,
you might be on life, and you might,
the world won't care.
depending on where you at, you might be on lifetime probation.
Right.
If you get fucked like Meek Mill did, keep getting violated on bullshit, charge added, years added, you'll never get out the fucking system, dog.
It's foul, bro.
And it's built just for us like that.
It's built like that.
And we still say justice for all. Where the fuck is the justice at? Because we don't even get justice when cops walk into our house and shoot us. I'm not even talking about Breonna Taylor right now. I'm talking about the lady in fucking Texas.
But what about all the other times we haven't heard about it? It happens all the time.
Like,
it happens all the time, bro. And it'd be all faulty intel.
Every time.
Come on, fam.
Did you see how long fucking Wallow? Shout out to fucking $1 million worth of game, motherfucking Gillian Wallow.
Shout out to Wallow.
You see how fucking long he's on probation for?
Yeah.
It's like 2049 or something.
Bro, I got a
dog.
cousin that's in the same situation.
Come on, bro. How is that? Explain to me how that at all is productive or supposed to fucking rehabilitate a human being.
Bro, it's so foul.
It's like, okay, we let you out of... Mind you, he did get mad time for what he was convicted for. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we're going to give you parole and let you out, but you're going to be on parole for pretty much the rest of your natural life, bro.
It's designed to bring you back, bro.
Like, come on, man. And, yeah, that's the other thing is, like, if he fucks up, he could go to jail for the rest of his life, bro.
You think they happy that Wallow is successful right now, fam?
Fuck no.
You think his PO or the
Can't
district attorney...
stand that shit.
Let me tell you something. The motherfucker, and this is, look, fam, I'm originally from Brooklyn. And
I don't like that shit, bro.
That Eastern Seaboard, dog, is like, hey, when you get to Pennsylvania and New England and shit like that, you might as well be in Mississippi, fam, when it comes to the judicial system. And I'm going to tell you this. They are looking and waiting for Gilly, Wallow,
just to
their
fuck
cousin,
up.
one of Gilly's sons, anybody to do anything wrong. Nigga, they going to pounce on them because what they represent in that city and what they represent in this culture.
Philly's a dirty fucking place when it comes to the don't take it wrong, Philly. I don't mean your city is dirty. Y'all fucking justice system, your judges, that whole parole and probation y'all got out there is filthy as fuck, yo.
Nigga,
shout out to no, because I started off with Philly is filthy. I don't want them to niggas be like, oh, you saying no, your city's beautiful. Your fucking justice system.
That's the fucked up thing.
Filthy.
Bro. I love Philadelphia. Philadelphia is really.
Y'all got you got the Liberty Bell there, and ain't no fucking liberty there.
Bruh, Philly's a city of brotherly love, nigga. It's a vibe, but like, what they do is like they make it. See, they already know, man. And this is one thing that they know that they didn't teach us about ourselves is we were warriors, bro. Like, we come from a warrior clad. We come from a warrior culture. So when you put all of us, nigga, up against the ropes, they already know. First off, all of us ain't of the same tribe. You know what I'm saying? There's genetic differences, nigga, between black people, nigga, that on the surface they'd be like, oh, they're African American. But it's just like, nigga, our people ain't from the same place. We didn't have the same beliefs and the same cultural structure. Like, we go about things differently. And we're alpha males, nigga. Like, so that breeds
Hey,
tension.
you know what, Joe Biden?
That breeds tension.
God
That's
damn
no
it.
different than those white people in their expression. You have the right type of white men.
Right.
You have the right type of white dudes. The thug type, nigga, that'd be like, man, I'll whoop your ass, officer.
Hey,
you fucking traitor.
Hey, Joe Biden.
And they went out there and got some bodies. Nigga, they did what they wanted to do. And
Joe,
we got to hold them accountable.
Joe, me and you, Joe, I know you ain't going to see this, but Joe, if you so happen to do, I'm going to need you to give Wallow that pardon, man. I'm going to need you to pardon that parole, man. That's way too fucking long for anybody to be on any type of fucking supervision.
Well, yeah, the thing is, dog, it's like
40-something more years, dog. No, 40-something. 20 something. 29 more
You
years.
just gotta think about this. In 29 years,
He gonna be like 60 at that point.
That's not even the point. In 29
Like, come on, man.
years, it's rare. It's very realistic. In 29, nigga, in 29 years, you can accidentally incriminate yourself, bro.
Dead ass.
Like in 29 years, it's realistic to accidentally incriminate, to just be in another city.
Dog, yeah, I
and
didn't
do
even
something,
think about
and then
that.
And then the cop pull you
You
over
can't-
and be like, hey, yeah, you can't do that here. And be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm from Philly. I didn't know that you could
Boop,
do that
boop.
here.
Yep,
and be like,
we
well,
gonna
that's
go-
illegal here.
yep.
Oh shit, you're on federal probation.
violated.
Oh, you can't have no interaction with the cops. I'm sorry, I gotta report you. And now
Yep.
your ass is literally sitting there, facing going back to prison for the rest of your life. When you didn't transform lives, Wallow was out there giving game.
Dog,
nigga,
I didn't
inspiring
even
cats,
think. You know, it's crazy. You
getting
put me on
legit
to
legal
thinking
money.
about it even further, dog.
It's
Yeah,
fucked up, bro.
you can't even go nowhere and be 100% comfortable
Son, I got
in your
cousins like that,
surrounding.
like-
You have to go into your surroundings and really look at everybody there. Like, which one of you niggas here
Dog, think about
is
that.
in trouble that could get me
In 29
violated,
years,
nigga?
what's the chances of you going to a fucking bar, son? I'm Wallow.
Mm-hmm.
You Gilly.
Mm-hmm.
We in the bar. Let's go to the bar.
Somebody
We
fire
winning.
on somebody
We winning.
fire on me.
No, not even that.
Okay.
We winning right now.
Right.
Let's go celebrate, cuzzo.
Mhm.
We winning. Celebrating our pie. We doing our thing. We having some drinks. Nigga, in a fight breakout. Right? Crazy fight breakout. 'Cause you know that
Right.
can happen
Anywhere.
It don't gotta be no hood dudes or nothing. This could just be some regular old suburban shit that it just happens, right? And we trying to make our way out, but we for shielding purposes, nigga, we kind of like do what we do. We make sure we good.
Right.
And then by that time the cops get there, they don't shut down the bar or nothing. There's several other white men in there drinking, right? We're still drinking.
Oh,
They come over to us and be like, hey, what happened? Now, Gilly, me, in the situation,
I'm not
I know
saying
your situation.
shit.
You not saying nothing. And what am I going to do? I'm going to look and be like, oh, man, we ain't nothing, man. We ain't got nothing to do with that. And you know how cops get with us.
Right.
They want to prove to us, nigga, that they can make us do whatever the fuck they want us to do. So, no, you're going to tell me what happened. Come over here. Give me your ID. They don't have to.
I don't have to
you
do
don't
none
get
of
to
that
ask
shit.
That shit. They're going to be like, yeah, you don't have to. But what are you going to do when they be like, give me your ID? And you be like, I don't have to. Wallow don't have the
Wallow
right to
don't
say
have
no.
that right. Gilly
Right?
does.
Gilly does.
I'll bail
But-
out.
but what happens
Wallow's
but-
going to
but the
fucking
thing
prison
is,
the rest of his
I'm-
life.
If I'm Gilly in that situation,
For what?
I'm gonna hurry up and let you violate me.
Yep.
Hoping that you don't violate my cousin.
Yep.
So here go my ID, man. We're good. And then they're gonna be like, well, what about yours, buddy? And he gives them it reluctantly. And then next thing you know, nigga, Wallow is on the cusp of going to prison for the rest of his life.
Because of something
And
he
look,
wasn't
if
involved
he got a
in
parole
just because he
officer,
was there.
Or he's dealing with a DA that's mad that he even is first off fucking that he even out.
That he's
nigga.
even doing good
now
and he's
you
out
and you making more
right.
fucking money
He
than
can't
me.
wait to put you in
Nigga,
jail.
now you're out and you're making more money than me. You're living in the house that me and my wife are trying to retire to. Nigga, you driving a car that I'm saving up for. Like, and your ass is still
You bought and paid for your Tesla?
Damn, you're still you.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, they're mad at that. And
Yeah.
to them, you're you for talking on a video with your cousin. Like, they don't see the hustle and the brilliance and the talent and what he's doing. So they're already spiteful. So they can violate you, fam. They have the right to violate you.
Oh yeah, for anything.
And-
'Cause if
and
because
there's
there's
gonna be some ignorant people that be like, well, I mean, there's gonna be people on the board when they try to like to justify and see if you get a hearing. They're gonna be like, well, I mean, he got a second chance. He was doing good. Why was he at a bar in a bar fight? And like, no, he didn't really wasn't in a fight. It was a fight happened in the cop. They don't separate all that, nigga. By the time it gets to the people that matter, your ass was at a bar fighting, nigga, and in the bar where a fight happened.
now you got an assault charge.
Bro, like, and even if you don't, they don't need to give you the assault charge.
They don't.
We got your ass, nigga. Get back over here. Get back on this
we're
chain
talking
gang.
about Philly.
Get back on this chain gang.
Philly don't give a fuck what you're about. Any interaction with cops, like he said, because what? That happened to me. Something where he was at was illegal. That wasn't illegal in Philly.
No,
he
bro.
got pulled over
The
on
nigga
his
was
way
in
to
New York.
Philly.
The nigga was in New York doing some shit that Philly niggas do all the time, but not realizing that niggas do it in New York too.
No, I mean when
but
they
it's
violated
illegal.
him when he was trying to drive back to Philly when that flight got canceled.
I thought you were talking about when he just did the Willie.
No. I know the Willie thing. No. They violated him on that because he's
but
trying
he
to
got
get
violated
back.
over 20-something times, bro. So it's
Yeah,
a lot of times.
dog.
He got violated.
Like,
None
and
of
that
them-
don't make no sense.
not-
that
look,
we
none
think
of
about how
them were
crazy
for,
that
listen to
is.
me, none of them were for crime or drugs.
Not, but think about how crazy that is. That we named 2 situations out
wasn't
of
even a situation
many
we talking about.
violations.
And think about that. If it wasn't for niggas like Hov
Jesus
and like people
Christ.
like that backing,
He'd be
you had
in prison
Beyonce
again.
on the song saying "Free Meek." That puts pressure on the DA. That puts pressure on people like, yo, what's going on with this? When
Right.
he's hanging out with Michael Rubin and like the owner and shit of Mr. Kraft and them, like they go in. You see, when they went and visited him, things start moving a little bit. Like Jay got power, but nigga, they still hate Jay for having his power.
Right.
So they'll hold on to it. They'll wait to the last minute and budge. They'll play hardball with him. But when Michael Rubin and Mr. Kraft start pulling up, like, yo, what's going on?
Especially Mr. Kraft, nigga.
Like, what's going on, nigga? Like, why is he still in here? Like, that's our friend. He's a good guy. He's not doing anything. I know he's not doing any crime. Like, I was just with him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now you got super billionaires telling you what
the
fuck.
thing is, dog, Meek, like he said, he was in there with a whole cage full of cats that don't have that.
Yeah.
That justifiably should be home.
And now all
cats in New York
they'll
City.
do them time.
You got
do
cats
that time,
in New York
bro.
City, dog, on Rikers Island for $800.
Look at Khalif Browder.
For $800.
Look at Khalif Browder
I
because
know
he
Khalif
had
Browder.
no
We
he
talked
had
about
he
him.
had no
We talked
representation
about
or
him.
anything
Listen,
like that, bro.
That's a different story.
3 years.
That's a different story. What I'm talking
Didn't know
about,
what was going on.
Like what I'm talking about is this, fam. You got cats in New York City in jail for $350, for $516, for $800, and it'd be little shit like, fam, if you let me out, I had a job, I could pay that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to be in jail and miss Christmas, nigga, and be in here 6 months, nigga, in one of the worst jails in the country that the government is already trying to shut down because people are raped, murdered, and killed in there.
Didn't they shut it down once?
Not yet. It takes time. No, hell no, it ain't shut down yet. You know, and that's what they call us, the ultimate gladiator school, fam. The youth side, nigga, is worse than the men's side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, at least at one point in time it was. Like, when you bring up Khalif, rest in peace, Khalif was a kid that never committed a crime and never even got a date in court. Had he got a date in court, he would have got arraigned and went home because the crime he was accused of committing was stealing a backpack. They wouldn't have had him on the island for stealing a backpack. Yeah. They'd have been like, little nigga, excuse me, where's the backpack? You don't got the backpack? Okay, well, this is what you're going to come with. This is what it is. Nigga, here's your arraignment. Here's your district attorney. Take your ass back to the Bronx. We'll see you in 3 to 6 weeks. You might be going to jail or getting probation if you can't prove that you didn't steal the backpack. Right? Then Khalif will have the time. It's New York. It's the #1 watch city. He can say, yo, go pull a tape. I left the schoolyard, went to the subway terminal. I never took nobody's backpack.
Right.
So that's a dub, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not what happened. He sat in Rikers for damn near 3 years without seeing it. And because they knew...
And then just got let out one day.
Hold on. Because they knew he was on what they call dead time. Yeah. He was a dead man walking. He was a ghost. They could treat him any type of way. So now you're subjected for the rape. You're subjected for the beatings. You're subjected to the extortion.
Dog, he went through so much beatings,
and
my nigga, that they just let happen.
It was the idea of him having to go back.
Them COs just let it happen.
They just murked themselves. They were complicit in it. Because, dog, let's be honest. What type of man or woman really wants to be a prison guard anyway?
Right. That's real.
And in today's climate, what type of man or woman really wants to be a cop anyway? I say it's something about you. I'll say it's something about you, brother.
Nigga, my son Jalen keep talking about being a cop.
He's a kid
absolutely
right
not, nigga.
And
I just want him to
cops,
understand.
No,
like,
even when I was in the hood and cops was treating niggas like shit, you still would like watch certain movies and like certain cops, like because they made them cool and
that
tried
shit
to make them
was
marketable.
a movie.
Exactly. You grow out of that. Little Jalen's gonna grow out of that the first day he's walking home from school and a cop treat him like a nigger. Hey, get over here against this wall. When it's obvious, bro, my school's right there. All these other kids, I'm walking home from school. I didn't do anything. And you see that. Or when he see those cops look at him a certain way, follow him, do those type of things. Like when he speaks to them, nigga, and they're not friendly to him. They just look at him like he didn't say nothing.
Right.
Or they just go out of their way to chastise him. You should pull your pants up. Or you should do that, like little shit like that. Like, and if you go to New York, the motherfucking cops is dead ass gangster, nigga. Like, they calling you all kind of niggas and stupid motherfuckers and son of a whores, nigga, and all type of ratchet shit, nigga, like getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's just, America has to wake up, bro, because it's going to come a time where the wrong person, it's going to happen to the wrong person, like everything else in this country. It took the wrong white kids to start overdosing on crack for crack to be an issue, for them to crack down on that shit. Like Ronald Reagan flooded this country with dope. And he's heralded as a great leader and a great fucking president.
Ronald Reagan was the devil.
So, I'm just saying, fam. That's why, like, as much as I don't fuck with Trump, I don't let motherfuckers act like Trump was the worst president that America's ever had either. 'Cause
Right.
he wasn't. Shit, to my knowledge, Trump ain't owned no slaves. Now, I know he treated people like shit. I would never vote for him. I thought people that voted for him was kind of idiotic because he's not true to anything, so you don't know what you're voting for.
Right.
So that was just my take on it. But other than that, fam, I'm not gonna sit here and let these cats paint Trump like as a modern day Hitler, because he's not. Because I know what Hitler did. You know what I'm saying? I know what J. Edgar Hoover did too, to a whole black generation. I know he murdered a lot of black leaders that was no more between the ages of 18 and fucking 28. Like, he murdered a generation of black kids and leaders. Like, I understand what J. Edgar Hoover did. You know what I'm saying? To Malcolm, to Martin, to the Panthers. I understand what Ronald Reagan did, because it was because of him that my cousin, you know what I'm saying, before graduating high school, was able to have 7 Nike shoeboxes full of fucking hundreds. You know what I'm saying? When everyone in his community is making $35,000 a year at best.
Right.
How the fuck you gonna tell a 17, 16, 15-year-old kid something when he's making more money than anybody in his family or his community? They know how to create destruction. It's the same reason why right here in the city, bro, in the sin, a girl right out of high school, right in high school, can go be a stripper, and none of her male classmates can join her in that establishment for 3 years, because they the ones that care about her and probably gonna look out for her.
Right.
But these grown ass men, nigga, don't give a fuck about that little young thing on that stripper pole. That ain't weird to nobody. Like, think about it. Some of this shit is designed, and it was designed by sick men.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's
too.
why the shit don't make
Like,
sense.
That's the forefathers were very filthy motherfuckers,
And we
dog.
praise them like geniuses and like some great men to this day.
Most of
you're a
them
black
niggas stole all their ideas,
Fam,
though.
if you're a black politician, you have to like speak glowingly of the forefathers. Our forefathers did not, and the thing is, the forefathers never meant for your ass to be considered a human.
No,
And that's a fact. So your forefathers, suck my dick, nigga.
Suck
All of you.
my dick.
All of yous. I don't give a fuck about a forefather. And I
All of
honestly,
yous.
and quite frankly, bro, like, you lose me in like any intellectual discussion when you bring them into it. All right, when you start bringing up Thomas Jefferson and shit to a black person in an intellectual space, you have to realize how ignorant you sound. Like, wait, what? Why are you bringing him up? And we're talking about great men and leaders.
Was nothing great about Thomas Jefferson.
So that's the thing, like, but there's a lot
But
of white
you would
people
say
that he's
great.
a great forefather.
No.
And they'd be like, no, he was great except for this one thing. Well, okay, nigga, R. Kelly made great songs, so why we banning him?
Why we mad at him?
Why we mad at him for
peeing
being
on
a fucking
them?
pedophile,
Yeah.
right? That don't make sense. You
Not
can't
at
do that.
all.
You can't unmarry certain shit. You know? But these motherfuckers were writing history that Thomas Jefferson had a famous Negro mistress. Like, no, you talking about the little slave that he took from her family and built a room next to his house, next to his bedroom with his wife. So whenever he wanted to, he can go rape that little black girl. That's what you're talking about? Because that's what happened. And the problem in our country is we have two different versions of history. See, there's a lot of white people that are learning that bullshit history that they teach you in school, and their parents aren't talking about what their great-grandparents did,
Right.
or what their grandparents did. They don't talk about it. So they're ignorant to it, and they want to have an opinion and be in a discussion.
Yeah, because some of y'all
Like-
great grandparents wasn't shit.
Some of your grandparents wasn't shit. Some of your parents wasn't shit.
A lot of your parents wasn't shit.
And
Let's keep
that's
it 100.
okay to say that, because that happened. But what happens is when we don't address that from that angle, and you whitewash everything, you literally make movies with white Egyptians, with white actors. You do shit like that. It gets a little tricky. And now you have the like unwoefully ignorant person, like this white person that's arguing with you. These people in the insurrection or the white terrorist attack, a lot of them are, in the sense, they're not innocent, but what they are is they're victims to misinformation. But that's no different than a little black kid that is being fed to him that the only way he's going to be successful is if he raps,
Or
sells dopes,
dribbles a ball.
nigga, does something crazy with his life. Like, it's no different. We know hella niggas that's sitting it down in the pen, and we know that the reason why they made that crazy, they took that chance, was because they felt hopeless. My nigga Pac said, I do this shit for the young, black, and hopeless, nigga. That's who I do this for. That is a thing, nigga. That's out there.
Mm.
Any fool in America can be like, yeah, I can see why there's young black people that are hopeless, right? So that makes a space for you to do rash things, like, you know, like stupid things. Like, I'm hopeless. I'm out here shooting a shot, throwing shit at the wall, man. Hold me down. I'm just trying to figure something
Hoping
out.
something stick.
Whether it's a food camp stamp scam or the
EDD.
the EDD scam or the motherfucking nigga, the booster scam, nigga.
Because I'm going to keep it 100. I'm still mad I didn't get on the EDD scam.
Oh, bro, we're going to talk about that off mic, because this might be another wave, nigga, that we could probably get nigga qualified for. You know what I mean? Because fuck Dieter.
Fuck.
Like,
Dog, they
them niggas
owe
just
me
stop.
like 10,000, nigga.
That's, you know what I mean? You know that how they file? Because they keep showing you how much they keep showing it like that it go up. But you ain't getting no bread, though.
They still ain't.
Nah.
You just got transaction numbers that ain't
No,
doing
because
shit.
what it was, they tried to, not veering off subject real quick, but they tried to, because of the way I told you how my shit was in like that little pickle, they used that to deny it. So luckily they didn't cut the shit check, like they didn't drink me no bread, because I would have automatically, I got the letter saying I owed them the bread, but I didn't even get the bread, so I wasn't tripping. So I got on the phone, like, yep, nigga, what's going on? They was like, nah, you cool.
You just ain't getting no bread.
But what he said, he was like, I already put your shit in the, what's it called, where you kind of basically, nigga, I'm high, the do-over, nigga, where you do the appeal. You know
Nigga, I don't look into that. I did 2 appeals, one from October, one from November. Ain't heard shit on either one.
Well, I don't have a choice.
They said initial. I mean, I'm just telling you. We're in the same boat. They say initial review 7 to 10 days. Nigga, fuck you.
That shit's foul, dude.
And they're trying to get little shit passed for them to where they don't have to really comply with anything. They can figure it out when they figure it out, type shit.
This is my thing. You motherfuckers, see, if these niggas in Congress feel like they're not gonna like up the minimum wage, they're not gonna kick down everybody something, or they're not gonna knock off student loan and like help the housing people with home mortgages, and then help people with like high existing medical costs and shit like that, just to get over the shit that they did. Because look, man, at the end of the day, fam, they still can't prove that shutting down the government was the best thing to do. And even if shutting down the city and shit like that, and shutting down America was the best thing to do, there was still a way to do it without shutting down the economy.
Right.
When they made motherfucking companies send their employees home, instead of saying, hey, like, let's figure out a way to like reduce in office space work. Like, if there's a way to send people to work home remotely, let's do that. And if there's a way to like spread out, so let's say y'all close at 10. Okay, well, let's maybe go to a 24-hour schedule where everybody gets their hours. But, you know,
now you're going to have to work through the night.
Instead of having 100 people in the job, nigga, you got 45 to 50 people. So everybody got fucked up hours, but everybody's still getting their paper.
Right.
Right. And we're going to boost you up a little something for hazardous pay, as sponsored by the government. Like real common sense leadership, real Americans, nigga, that have to fucking rob Peter to pay Paul every day to survive.
Nigga, we had no common sense leadership
can do these things with their fucking eyes closed. But the problem is, America fell victim to nepotism. So we got a lot of rich motherfuckers whose kids run for Congress and run for Senate. And these motherfuckers never had to balance a checkbook. They never had to work paycheck to paycheck. They don't know what it's like to be an American. They don't know what gas costs. They don't know what a milk carton costs, nigga. They don't know none of that shit. They don't know what it's like to be an everyday American. And those are the ones that are making the decisions. And it's not because they want to be in leadership. The hustle is like, yo, if we get into politics, they won't tax us because we'll be the ones controlling the taxes.
Right.
Even if you're liberal on the liberal side and you rich, you can act like it's hard to, you know, to fight the tax. These Democrats sat back, nigga, and let these motherfuckers, this nigga, give the biggest tax break ever to the rich people in the world. And then simultaneously, we had to hear about Jeff Bezos and them breaking records on how richer they got. When everybody else was broke, nigga, dead ass, niggas with jobs were stuck at home, not being able to work. And the benefits package that's supposed to be coming ain't came yet. You're talking to
now Jeff Bezos is the richest
still ain't got
nigga
neither
ever.
one of his stimulus packages. And I done worked in this country since I was 13 years
Hold
old.
on, wait. You haven't got...
Not one. I
Jeez.
qualify for all of them.
I got
And
my
haven't got
second
yet.
one the first day they
So
sent
keep
them
this,
shits
though.
out.
When you holler at them, because they know they fucked off on the rollout and the way they went about doing it. Basically, the only people that really got their shit is the people that did their taxes the last year. So there's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, some people wait 2 years, two cycles to do their taxes. Some people, like, because they own a business.
Well, I don't know, because with me, I didn't file my taxes for the previous year. I don't have 2018 taxes.
2019?
I didn't have 2019 or 2018.
Oh, well, God bless you.
Because I did the non-filers.
That's what I did.
And
it's just the way they did it, dog. Like,
first one went to my baby mom's.
Listen to me. It's
child
like when you
snatched
have a
it.
chick that never went to public school and you put her over all the nation's public schools. The first thing she said, her first great idea was, oh, I'm going to privatize. Which basically, in layman's terms, is like, oh, I'm going to bid all your public schools up. Instead of, like, actually doing the work to, like, fund them so that they could be better functioning and give teachers what they need, we're just going to sell them off to all the rich people, nigga, and let them do away with it. Because that's a great tax write-off for rich people. Oh, I own a school. It's great charity. And you get to dictate what they learn. And you see what rich people do. Rich people like to look at the My Pillow motherfucker. We thought this nigga was sensible because he made a sensible pillow. This nigga's a conspiratorial fuck. And he's rich.
Right.
And he's rich. And if you give him power, he becomes powerful.
Right.
That's how you indoctrinate kids. Mm-hmm. It only takes 10 years of a motherfucker like that being in power to think. I stopped watching the Discovery Channel when I realized Sheldon Adelson nigga bought it. Like, or not Sheldon, I think it's Sheldon Adelson, like the nigga that owned Fox. Once I seen that they bought it, I was like, oh, they like to.
You know who own Fox now?
They like to play with information, fam.
I don't trust.
So think about it. So because they like to play with information, why would I trust you owning an information-based channel?
I don't trust.
And you deny climate change.
I don't.
You want to own National Geographic. That's why you want to own National Geographic, because you want to shut down the idea that there's climate. Soon as this motherfucker owned it, they start saying that Egypt was built by aliens, not black people, aliens. Fam, they said aliens came and built Egypt because you niggas couldn't have did it.
We built Egypt to be able to talk to the aliens.
That's crazy, bro. But see, dog, if you're African American that's in tune with your culture, if you're a black person that has been connected genetically through genetic coding, you know that shit. Just like you know Elizabeth Taylor.
That is for
don't look like
that
Cleopatra.
was for the Egyptians in the
Kemet,
in the
Kemet culture. The Nubians,
for them
nigga,
to be able to speak with aliens to do and build everything they built and all the infrastructure that they got and all the knowledge that they got.
Man, my thing
do
is
your
this.
motherfucking research on why we like, built those pyramids.
Shit, like the thing is too, I'm talking about how the pyramids was built. Like,
because they talk
listen to me though. They don't say that about Stonehenge.
Not at all.
Because
we still don't know where that shit came from.
It doesn't seem as if black people were the ones that created that anomaly. So,
right.
Nigga, of course they didn't say aliens came and did it. Why the fuck would it? Think about it, though. Like, of all the shit.
Stonehenge, the aliens came with the Stonehenge and shit.
But then when you look at
isn't there supposed to be whole bodies to them underground?
Well, yeah, it is. It was proven.
Okay.
And the thing is, the back of the motherfuckers had cornrows. Like the almanacs. Like, they didn't see the back of those for a long time. And the reason why they wasn't showing the public the back of those, it was I read his book. They came before Columbus. His name is, his name is going to escape me. It's going to come to me, dog. Dr. Ivan Serta. The great Dr. Ivan Serta. He also went and explored the almanacs. Oh, no, the almanacs. Was it the almanac? Yeah, I think it was the almanacs. And discovered, nigga, that the back of their heads were cornrowed. So you make what you want to make of that.
Yeah, because we all know where the fuck cornrows came from.
That's just what it is.
And it wasn't from you white folks.
That's just what it is. So when you think about those type of things, dog, America, our society has always tried to whitewash its existence.
Speaking of, you know what's fucked up? I'm about to go off course because
we all off course anyways. Whatever. We out here freestyling. We out here.
Well, I mean, we kind of wrapped the government shit up though.
It's all hand in hand.
That all came to a wrap. Fuck, we were talking about. I can't stand straight hair motherfuckers with cornrows. It looks gross to me, dog. Your hair don't lay down how it's supposed to if it ain't kinky. There's a reason why our cornrows look natural on our heads and y'all's look forced.
I say teachers all like
it
the
just
beauty of
don't
our culture
look right.
The beauty of our culture is sunning other cultures, and I mean that in the most respectful way. But if you God body, if you believe in the 5% nation, if you believe in some of the African teachings and shit like that is circulated,
Most of them don't
community,
believe in none of that shit. They just think
Hold on.
cornrows look cool.
No, through our community, I'm speaking to something different. Then you understand our role on this planet, and it's a role of leadership. So, like, yeah, man, like, there is gonna be, like, black people have accepted that, especially the tribe of black people here in America. We've accepted that we're gonna create a term of endearment. We're gonna create something that the overall white society and infrastructure is gonna try to eradicate. They're gonna belittle it. They're gonna say it's. And one time they call it niggerish, right? But now they'll say it's ghetto, right? And it's for all these things. And then next thing you know, then go to Walmart, it'll be on a T-shirt.
Right.
Next thing you know, the shit'll be on some major network, like being profitized off of and being manipulated into this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to have teachers belittle me and my friends about your mama, about your mama jokes and about snapping on each other and talk about how insensitive it was. And then they made a show called Your Mama.
Right.
Nigga, like, that's just what we.
Or you know,
I don't
like dreadlocks on non-kinky hair. There are certain. It's just like a black. I don't like black. I don't like black dudes who like to emulate white people hair, like that. I have a straighten they shit and had a Johnny Bravo comb overs and shit like they do.
Well, yeah, but the thing
it's
is,
just certain hair. It wasn't made to do certain shit, and it just bugs me when I see straight. And I'm not defining this to any race right now. I said straight haired people.
No,
and there's almost every other race other than black people, straight hair people.
That's not true. There's black people with straight hair, bro.
Almost every other. Well, yeah, very rarely. But here's what I'm saying. I'm not narrowed down any race. It doesn't look natural to me, bro. You don't look like you're supposed to be wearing your hair like that.
But
it looks
that the beauty
forced.
Like, ain't that the beauty that, like, we live in?
No, because I'm sick of. I know, because I had to rebuttal this immediately when you say.
No, but let me finish it first. Let me get my shit off. What I'm saying, the beauty of it is speaking to, like, fam, that's what diversity is. Diversity is when you walk outside your building or your house, nobody necessarily looks like you.
Okay,
and then you get to create a tribe within the tribe of people that maybe like more hip hop, more what's that other shit that they call where people be dressing like Johnny Bravo and them, like
greasers.
Yeah, whatever. Like, you know, like, I like that eclecticism in society.
But here's my thing.
As long as it's respected.
Here's my thing. That's my problem. It's most of the time not respected. It's done because it looks cool. It's done because it's some type of.
So you think?
Thought was cool.
Let's
I think 5 out of 10. I think 5 out of 10 people who rock cornrows like that aren't down with the struggle. They aren't versed in the struggle. They aren't.
Define that.
They're blind to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example.
They're
that's fair, but let me play devil's advocate with you. So like
complacent, not blind to it. They're complacent.
Are they woefully complacent?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that would be something different, and if that was something that I felt and we pinpointed, I would agree with you. So what I'm saying to say that is that any instances like that we both look and be like, yo, this nigga's a fraud, I agree with you on that. But what I will say is
like Riff Raff is woefully
all the people that I know. Nigga, shout out to Riff Raff. That nigga follow me on Twitter. That's my guy. But
no disrespect to him. I think he's a cool dude. Like he look like he could be mad cool to kick it with.
But some people are.
But you know what? Let me keep hold on one more time. Let me get this one point.
In their surroundings.
Shout out to Riff Raff because his doesn't look forced to me.
Right.
His braids look like they fit.
If there was gonna be a white dude with braids, nigga, Riff Raff fits that description.
Exactly. Because let's look at who they based this character off from Spring Breakers.
But we don't own braids.
With what was it? Is it Franco? In Spring Breakers.
So. I think.
Look at his cornrows. They looked gross. They didn't look.
Well, hold on.
Put down right.
Go watch fucking What is it? Why did I get married? What is that shit, nigga? One of them Tyler Perry movies. Shamar Moore's cornrows looked gross because they wasn't real looking. You know what I'm talking about?
He's a straight hair black dude.
That was movies. Like, yeah, I feel what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying aesthetically.
He don't have
you're
straight
talking,
hair.
You're
he has
talking
that
aesthetics,
soft
but
curl.
you're talking aesthetics.
Yes.
Like, you're talking, like, visual aesthetics, like, nigga.
Not that it don't fit you. It just looks
But what I'll say is this, to add to that is, personality matters. So, like, you might see a cat, and when you first see, excuse me, and it's not abnormal. Fuck that. Just like it's not abnormal to like, just like a white person could be taken back.
I'm gonna
use. Hold on, let me say it. Just like a white person could be taken back at a young black dude with dreads driving around in Beverly Hills, nigga, in a Bentley or something. Like, who is that? Like, a black person could be taken back when they first see a white person or a white girl with like bamboo braids or some shit like that, until you get to meet that person, and then I get what you're saying. Because if you meet that person and
straight cornball.
No, I'm not speaking to that. We already spoke to that. If you meet that person and you forget that about their hair, I got friends like that. I know a couple white dudes with locks, and I don't even notice them, fam, because I know them. Right? You feel me?
But
so
okay, I'm just saying. So like, I'm saying like
people
this.
Like that. Like
you
be at Burning Man.
I'm
and shit,
saying,
I know some of them motherfuckers is natural.
Nigga, some of them, like, but most of them motherfuckers at Burning Man take care of their braids and shit. Sometimes let's look at. I'm gonna use you for example. Your dreads, right? They're not. You ain't had a retwist in a minute, right? They don't.
Can't do it like that.
But here's what I'm saying. It don't look bad. Not white people. See now, straight hair people. When their fade goes away and shit, it's long, scraggly hair. It doesn't.
No,
you're gonna look fine if your hair starts to grow out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because our hair would naturally lock up. We don't.
That's what I mean.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's what I mean.
I get what you're saying.
It's forced.
You know what I'm saying?
They have to use chemicals.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that with
certain
certain women. Like, there's certain girls out there that got curly hair that's black or biracial, and I get it. They got shrinkage. Yeah. So it looks like they got a little curly afro. But if you pull their shit down, nigga, it's long. It's long. They got shrinkage. So sometimes they want to straighten it, and sometimes when they straighten it, it just don't look the same. It'd be like, baby girl, man, your hair curly is just what it is, nigga.
Because here's the thing, like, straight hair people have to use chemical and shit to lock their hair up. All we got to do is play with our shit long enough,
or
and it'll
comb your shit.
Yeah. If we sit here
and
just
you'll get the regular,
and
like,
we just
the
start,
whole type joint.
Yeah,
we call them freak mowing locks.
If we just start twisting our hair and leave the twist in, it's gonna grow twisted. It's just gonna. We don't have to use no product.
That's a fact, bro. That is a fact, my guy.
Our hair will naturally do that. Our hair naturally lays down in cornrows.
That's the thing, bro. It's nothing that our hair can't do.
Right.
That's the thing, like.
Our hair is limitless. Like, their hair has limitations. There's a reason black people don't really dye their natural hair. It's because our hair doesn't dye right.
See, the thing is,
our hair has too much natural oil in it.
It dyes differently.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it doesn't get affected by dye.
If we have to think about it, a black dude, if a black girl,
my sister's a colorist, nigga, it doesn't get affected by dye.
But here's what I'm saying: if she goes and if a black girl gets her hair bleached to blonde, it's going to destroy her hair.
No, it's all in how you do it, fam. Like, for real. I learned that. It's all in how you do it.
Well, yeah, because bleaching your hair from dark to light is like
she can't go bleach. Listen to me. She can't go bleach her shit like a white girl would bleach her shit. And that's the thing.
It's a seven. See,
like, you gotta understand, like,
session process.
No, you gotta understand, bro. You gotta understand, fam. Like, and you know, we gonna stay out of women's business, nigga. But like at the same time, like,
well, no. My dialects, baby, my niece, her mom is a hairdresser, so she's told me.
I know. Listen to me.
When the women goes right, so you know when you go from dark to that light, you have to do it.
But listen,
in like months.
It's different processes for different hair textures.
Hair.
You know what I'm saying? It's different process for different hair textures. Because, like, depending on your natural hair colors depends on how your blonde is gonna go. So somebody with a certain natural hair color, depending on what their natural blonde is, like even in our hair color, we have a natural blonde hue. So like when we dye it, me and you dye our shit at the same time, the same product, it's gonna come out different colors. Yeah. Now, if we can get it to the same color, we might have to dye our shit different ways, times.
Right?
Like, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah,
but and here's another thing: is like y'all need to stay away from perm products. That's really made for black people with
it's white perm.
Virgin hair, or Learn to take virgin
Wait,
hair into perms.
Now, you know what's funny that I learned? My sister showed me this. White people perm their hair to get it kinky and coursey. Like, black people perm their hair to get it straight. So it's the same thing, but totally different.
Totally different processes. Yeah.
So like that's the thing too. That's why culture and multiculturalism and inclusion is important, because there's nothing wrong with that. But you got a lot of black girls that over the years I've seen, especially in like places like Reno, here in Vegas, where this black population isn't. Well, Vegas is a little different, but like places like girls that's black that's not in cities where there's a lot of black salons and black hair places. They might go to the place and all they got is white girl hair products.
Can I keep this 100?
You know what I'm
let's talk. Let me talk to my sisters out there. Let me talk to my black queens. Let me talk to y'all. Can we stop with the wigs? I can deal with extensions. I can deal with add-on hair. Can we stop with the wigs though? Because I don't. Or if you can't afford a good one, wait till you can.
Nah, see, I
I'm
rock with you on that.
so sick of seeing.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, dog.
Black
Women have wore wigs since before Christ was born.
I want them to wear your natural hair, afro that shit. Let's do that again.
But all black women can't get afro.
Let me say this: I need my daughter to understand that her afro is beautiful again.
Well, you gotta teach her that.
I can teach her, but
and
I don't
you gotta
have
show her the women that look like her.
I don't have
that rock that.
I don't have the hair to. Because if I had hair,
no, listen to me. You gotta show her the women that look like her, that have her hair.
Because I want it to be back like
that rock they shit like
I want it to be like the 70s and 80s where it was blowouts, nigga. Women with fucking. For women and men.
Nigga, there's gonna be some black women that hear that that's gonna have a problem with you, because you gotta understand, nigga. Like you gotta address that to all women. Black women don't wear more wigs than white women. Like, I learned that the hard way. Like, there's a lot of white women walking past us with straight fucking weave on, nigga. Like, we just don't know, because it's not cultural. It's just like saying white on white crime. That happens. It happens more than black on black crime.
Let me rephrase.
It's not a popular phrase.
Let me rephrase. Stop wearing your hair
wigs
unnaturally. I'm
all for it. I love
and
natural
shit to
women.
come back.
I love natural women. But I wouldn't dare tell it. But I also understand that, like, what protective hairstyling is. A lot of women are natural under that wig. They're wearing that wig. See, and another thing is, too, before we say this, and I want all our sisters to hear this, we got to stop the discrimination on black hair. Because only in the state of California and the state of New York is it illegal for an employer to tell a black woman that she can't wear her hair in an afro puff.
Because, you know, I'm going to
keep it. Because that's her natural hair.
I'm going to keep it 100.
And they dub black women's hairstyles as ghetto. So you got a lot of black women in corporate America that come to the beauty salon, my godmother's beauty salon in particularly, and complain about the fact that they got to perm their hair. They ain't perm their hair their whole life, but they got to perm their hair to make their hair look like white people's hair to be accepted in corporate America as professional.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
We don't talk about that
That's bullshit, because here's my thing with my black queens. Straight hair looks good on you because you're beautiful regardless. But I feel like you're a million times more beautiful if you got an afro. Let me keep going. I was going through a list. Can I go through my list?
Get your list off.
Appreciate it. Afros, finger waves, bald heads,
finger waves,
fades.
This nigga says finger waves.
Dreads, perm, short curls, cornrows.
You said perm though.
Well, not perm. I mean perm. Curls, cornrows. That's what I mean.
No,
I don't mean
natural hairstyles.
Yes, I don't like.
You mean a hairstyle that doesn't involve like
any type of process?
Okay, well, yeah, but the thing is like
I can't tell you what to do.
No, the thing is, it's not about telling them. You need to tell corporate white America that, hey, black women's hair isn't stringy, nigga. So when they come there and their hair has any kind of resemblance of an afro, that does not mean that they're being unprofessional, ghetto, or ratchet.
That means that's their hair that they naturally have.
The thing is, Timothy McVeigh can have a comb over, but nobody's holding that against the next white dude with a fucking comb over.
Right.
So because I got locks and a nigga with locks ran into the bank, that don't got shit to do with my locks. But what happens in America is we're still confined in that way with black people. It's like, oh, well, you got to dress professional. What does that mean? Shave your hair, nigga, and not be afro. Well, nigga, I know my history. I know that when we got here, nigga, they shaved our locks. That means a lot of us had locks when we got here.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell them motherfucker. Like,
They tell or the school will tell you no, wear your hair natural. Don't dye it crazy colors. Don't do this. Don't do that. But if I come in with my cornrows or my dreads or my fucking free flows,
my
or
natural hair,
my afro, that's outrageous hair.
right?
No, it's not. I could wake up like this, period,
Bro.
and put a pick in my head and blow the
Right.
bitch out. That is no process, nothing, but natural brushing my motherfucking hair. And it's bullshit, dude.
So my take on that is this, fam. Like, if you don't like someone's hairstyle,
and Black Queens, I'm
So
sorry.
what?
I'm sorry that y'all go through that because I
So
don't.
what?
I don't
'Cause-
mean to
hold on, let me
talk
make
bad
my point.
about
Hold
you
on,
because
hold
of
on.
your natural hair state looks
Get your
so
shit,
much
I'll
more
let you
better.
get your shit off. I'll let you wrap that up. What I'm saying is this: like, at the end of the day, it's just like a person's style. Now, I don't feel like when I'm with my mother in the store or out to lunch, I gotta see a young nigga on a date with his shorty or a young nigga that's in the same vicinity with me with his whole ass crack out. I be wanting to snuff niggas for that because I feel like, damn, you disrespecting my mom right now, bro. Like, she don't want to see your ass crack,
Bro,
right?
I don't.
But you're not in my home. You're not in my personal space. I have to, nigga, just kind of like, nigga, vibe with that. That's
I don't
what it
wear.
is.
Here's the thing. I don't own a belt. Some of my pants don't fit. If my pants get anywhere on my ass like that, it's uncomfortable. I'm gonna pick them up. Like, I feel like I have to walk with my legs open to keep
Yeah,
my
bro.
pants up.
I'm not talking about that.
I'm
talking
not
about
young like that no more.
No, I'm talking about like it's a style now for a certain type of dude to buy a shirt, a fashionable shirt, a good shirt that doesn't fit.
That goes
quite
right to
well.
the
It
belt
gives them
line.
the skinny European fit on
It
top.
I know
but
what you say. It goes to the belt line.
These niggas is wearing halter tops
and
basically,
then
nigga.
and then their jeans are so skinny
And then
they
got
have
the
to have
jeans,
them right
and
here.
mainly it's because they want to show off the little $1,200 belt that they got, nigga.
And
You know what I'm saying?
$300 Versace
They
underwear.
want to show that, and then they got the designer. I get it. They want to do all that, but it's a tacky look, my nigga. It's ugly. It's whack. So, and it makes you feel away, like, nigga, I should snuff your ass, nigga.
Like, nigga, we used to we
I don't wanna see
sagged
that.
in the 90s and shit, but there was style to it. You know what I'm saying? We had
I'm be honest
different
with you,
swag to it, and
I'm-
but you couldn't see our sagging because our
Listen to me.
shirts were longer.
Listen to me. I'll give it to niggas that sagged back in the day.
Shirts
But
was
nigga,
longer. You didn't
there's
see
never
their
you
ass
will
like
never
that.
see a fucking photo. There's no video footage of Akeem sagging. I just never really thought that shit was cool. And I just had my pops wasn't having that shit. Like, I just had an older pops. He was a Marine jarhead nigga from a different vibe. Like, nigga, we
You
buy
know
your
who
clothes.
taught me how to
We
sag?
buy your clothes to fit, fam.
You know who taught me how to sag? My brother. My dad hated that
Right.
shit. My dad still hates
Now-
that shit.
Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't a kid wearing tight pants, nigga, when the shit wasn't cool. Like, so, like, I always wore, like clothes that fit. I even had baggy clothes. But it's just that even when I had baggy clothes on,
They
nigga,
fit on the waist.
dog, I knew niggas that had, nigga, 4 fucking 46 jeans, nigga, and they really wore a 30 fucking 4. But, nigga, with the Timbs on, nigga, and the fucking, and the belt loops, nigga, and all that shit. And
Pants
the
bunched up
and
like
the
a-
3X
like a-
tall tee, nigga.
Your pants bunched up at
Son,
the top like a motherfucking
yeah.
brown
Fam,
paper bag around the
when a
40,
nigga finally grew up and started wearing jeans and a belt that fit, I started realizing, I'm like, damn, this shit is way more comfortable, nigga.
Dog.
Like,
That bunk, remember
Fuck
we
outta
that shit
here.
didn't even bother us back then. We could never do it now. Niggas
Fuck
would be
outta here,
adjusting
nigga.
their belt all day.
look like
trying
you
to
got a
get
burner on you, nigga, for nothing. Like, come on, fam. Like, that was just a style, but like,
Hey, you know
so
what's
I
crazy?
get what you're saying.
Hey,
Like,
hold on.
it was different. So like,
Hey, this is crazy.
It looked like our pants were
Clothes-
saggy, but we wasn't sagging like that.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
And you couldn't see it because our shirts were baggier. Or we had a sweater on. We had a jacket on.
When niggas was showing their drawers in the 90s and shit, nigga,
And
they were
nigga-
showing you the front, nigga, holding up their stomach, their shirt like this, nigga.
Because, nigga, we
Like, I got
want to be
abs,
able to
nigga.
run away.
Yeah.
You can't run from the police with your pants that low. Nigga, you gonna fall.
Well, we was just outside, period.
You know what I'm
It ain't
saying?
about running from the police. It was just like, nigga, we was just outside. You might walk by the court and then niggas start talking shit.
Right.
I'll bust your ass right now, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We was just more active kids.
You
Like,
know what's
we
crazy?
just
What I was
doing
about to
shit.
say is clothes now are more like streamlined. Back then we dressed heavier. Think about it. Our jeans were baggier and had more room.
That's why I felt heavier.
Our shoes were heavier then.
Well, technology wise,
Right.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, okay, I get
Tim's
that.
was heavier then. Tim's
Yeah,
are lighter now.
I get that. No, they're not lighter now, bro. I guarantee you Tim's are lighter now. I think that we just
I'm just used to it now.
we
probably.
was wearing Tim's with baggy ass jeans, nigga, like in the summer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Heavy
like,
jean jackets or
bro.
a heavy jacket on. Fucking t-shirt, nigga. Pager.
Nigga, and some niggas, remember niggas was layered up.
Yeah.
Niggas that had a wife beater on. The t-shirt.
And don't let it be winter.
Hold on. The wife beater, the t-shirt,
Just don't let
and
it
the
be
polo.
winter.
To match the jeans, nigga, with the Timbs on, with the jeans, nigga, that was a regular everyday fit.
Cause a nigga in the winter would have the lumberjack jacket with the hat, motherfucking a thermal fit under the whole thermal piece under the jeans, the sweater, hoodie, and the Timbs, nigga.
Some winners, boy.
With some thick ass socks on, nigga.
Some winners, man.
What we got next, bro? We only
hard body.
we only what?
Your boy 6'9", man.
Fucking Duke.
Son Duke.
You know what son name over here is. It's not Snitch 9.
Yeah, man.
It's
Duke is at it though. Duke is at it again, man. He see, this is my thing. If everybody, you know, the 6'9" and Meek Mill situation, man. My take on that is that I'm like, man, Meek, when you kick it with Hove, Michael Rubin, and motherfuckers like that, like, how do you find yourself intertwined with this, like, ongoing spat? Okay, so if you represent the streets, this is my problem. I'll fuck with Meek. But I'm like, nigga, if you represent the streets and that's what you standing on, like, learn from Nip, man. I remember when they tried to get Nipsey, nigga, to comment on 6ix9ine when 6ix9ine was hot and charting every other week, nigga. Like, he couldn't miss. And he was coming out with bangers.
Yeah, he was Steph Curry for a minute.
So I remember Nip, they asked that nigga and he was just like, oh man, I don't speak on clown shit.
Right. Cause you don't have to.
And left it alone, fam, and it's just like that's it.
You know what's the crazy thing is he's got Hove and Mark Rubin in his ear, like, bro. Why the fuck
I know
are you
Hove
still
is like,
talking to
yeah,
this
I
nigga?
know Hove be like, fam, why do
Why?
you talk to this nigga?
Why
like,
are we?
doing?
And then he sees the shit like, why am I seeing? He probably called him like, why am I seeing something else in the fucking TMZ and shit about you and this
The
nigga?
thing
today?
is
like,
Meek,
why are we still on
Meek
this
is gonna
nigga?
fuck around and make that boy hot again. Because look, if you gangster,
hold on, has he cooled off?
some will say,
Really think?
yeah.
I don't know. Cause think about it. Just cause he ain't charting, don't mean niggas ain't talking about this nigga every day.
Yeah, he's still getting.
You don't
bread.
gotta chart.
He's still
you
winning,
don't gotta chart to get paid
Yeah.
off Instagram posts and paid off Facebook.
He's
posts.
still modern day relevant.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
So, cause
whether
you
you like
think
it or
about
not,
it.
right?
Number one singles, right?
Right.
Hottest fucking rap court case in years.
Nigga, he got two movies and shit
Gets
about
out. He
him.
gets
About him.
out. Does a song. Talks about snitching like it's nothing. Blows when he goes live before that. Blows the fuck up. He never cooled off.
He already did like 24 million and like
that's all,
nothing.
And I don't like this nigga. I'm not vouching for this nigga.
But
But
we just talking
the
facts,
nigga
nigga.
has been hot
It's not about
from
liking nobody.
then
I don't know neither one of these niggas.
to now, nigga. And ain't no other way to put this. Ain't nobody knocked him off this spot yet. Ain't nobody stopped this nigga from being who he has been.
What is the thing?
From the fucking time he started. He's been a
This
troll.
is where I think
he's
shit
been a
gets
troll, and he's now running up on niggas like you ain't finna do shit.
This where shit gets dangerous, bro. Cause it's like Trumpism. You got the combination of the right crowd, which is these YouTube sensation
Right.
on it. They love the trolling shit, and these suburban kids, they don't respect the hood or gang banging.
Yeah, because Facebook is all about pranks and
Hold on,
shit.
so they
Like,
don't give a fuck
clout.
about. They don't give a fuck about none of that stuff, fam. So like, all that street clout and the rules of the street. These rich kids, man, our culture is gotten to the point where entertain us or shut the fuck up.
Just
So-
like
so what happens
shut up
is-
and dribble, same shit.
So what happens is
Different.
Exactly. So what happens is you get a 6ix9ine, right? Take not the first wave, But the second way, okay, he violated the ultimate street code, even though a lot of niggas have, whatever.
Well, according to you, the ultimate street code.
Allegedly, right? He had violated the ultimate street code that these niggas got for themselves.
Right.
Even though all these niggas snitch on each other, but whatever.
And ain't nobody killed this nigga over it, and y'all
nigga, that's
talk
the thing,
that
though.
snitch
That's the thing. Let's be real. He's a multi-millionaire celebrity. What are you gonna do to him? Even if he wasn't walking around with major security, you would be the dumbest nigga on earth, the dumbest fool on earth to do something to him. Now, let's be realistic. Who did he do something to? Who has a realistic reason? It's the same reason why Alpo nigga is walking around New York City and ain't nobody doing nothing to him.
Well, because
everybody's not Rich Porter's brother.
The only niggas that have a reason,
father
the
or son,
the only niggas that have a reason to be mad at 6ix9ine is the niggas he told on.
My point exactly. So if you're not a part of the Treyway set, if you're not a part of the 9 Trey set, if you're not a blood that feels like you're pledging some allegiance, nigga, they said on the documentary, the 6ix9ine driver, he said, yeah, I was scared I had to go back to work. I got on the stand. You know what I'm saying? He said, but I was a civilian, man. I didn't, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't gang member. I was just doing my job, right? Fair. Dog, he said some New York Bloods called his car service, nigga, and pulled up on him. He went and picked him up like shit. Thought it was over for him. They drive the car. Nigga, he driving the car, and he's just like, man, they was like, so what happened? And they just wanted to know, like, bro, Poppy, what happened? Nigga, like, how you get caught up in this shit, man? What we don't know? He told him the story, like, everything y'all know, nigga, is what happened. Like, man, they was extorting this nigga. They kidnapped him. They did all this shit. But when they did all that, the feds had already kidnapped me and basically threatened to deport me for no reason.
Right.
Just because I'm not originally born here. And I'm a legal citizen.
Right.
They still can do that.
They can snatch all that from me.
For no reason. They had me away from my family for 48 days in a jail cell for like, nigga, I'm a good guy. So
damn, did they?
Yeah. So nigga,
I didn't even know that.
So they me neither. So I watched the shit. So the Fed, look, dog. The thing is about the 6ix9ine case is this shit was gonna happen with or without 6ix9ine. Does that matter? Because you have. Shout out, we're going to get to it later. I don't even want to talk about it, but they say boy Bobby Shmurda is home. But Bobby Shmurda is cut from a different cloth. And Bobby Shmurda, nigga, was in the streets doing his street thing and then got popping in music and the shit caught up with him.
Right. The 6ix9ine did it the other way around. He got popping in music and then
he got popping in music.
Jumped in that shit.
And what culture did we set? We set a culture where it's okay for kids, like we let 6ix9ine make rap music and get in the culture, right? We let that happen. The black people let that happen.
Right.
So we do that. And then you got these, and this is my thing. Being a kid that grew up in the projects, nigga, that was blessed to move to the suburbs, I know the duality of it.
Mm.
I understand some of the shit that I'm still embarrassed of some of the shit that I used to think was cool. Right? That's part of development and growth, but we've been allowed at that space. Nigga, I know Bush. We was talking about it off air. But yeah, there's a sympathy for me with that nigga. Because, nigga, I know Bushwick.
Right.
And I can't imagine being a Mexican kid in Bushwick, nigga, and you the bag. Nigga, he had no chance of coming up. Like, I feel like them niggas should have held him down. And there was some niggas in the crew that understood, like, yo, he not from this. Separate him from that. This is our way out of this. Mm-hmm. And then unfortunately, Brooklyn has always had a reputation, my hometown, of breeding grimy niggas. Grimy niggas, son. That like, they ain't gonna, nigga, we hungry. Nigga, we the wolves. We taking that shit right now. Right. And that's what they was doing. They was robbing the piggy bank. These niggas walked into Philippe Child's, nigga. And because when Lucius Graham's son, the son of the most powerful man in music, said, no, lock the door, they're not invited. Because he knew they had a negative influence on 6ix9ine. And he was talking to him like, yo, you're signing to me. All this Treyway record shit that they trying to build off your back, that's cool. But I don't need you getting in no more trouble. I don't need you out here. This gangbanging shit is getting too far. Because he told him, I got several labels that's trying to sign you to multi-millions right now. Right. An even bigger deal. They're bad for business. That dude Shotty's bad for business. Shotty was doing that shit the hood way. Shotty's on camera telling niggas we the new motherfucking Death Row. Right. As if he don't realize that the government just shut Death Row down. Suge Knight is in prison. Fam.
Right now, right.
Like, that ain't a good thing to say. And then you go in there, nigga, and with off-duty cops, nigga, that's guarding Mr. Granger, nigga, you gonna barge and try to Brooklyn your way into the motherfucking meeting? Like, nah, nigga, we with him. Nigga, you break the door, the window, nigga, the restaurant, nigga. Nigga, it's like $1,500 entrees, nigga, at Felipe Chow's.
Yeah, you just
Nigga, Jay-Z and Beyonce and them be eating there. Nigga, like, motherfucking the governor be in there eating. Like, Robert De Niro be in there eating. Like, you ain't know. Anybody that was in there was important.
right.
Let's just say that. I don't know who was in there outside of them. But that shit made major news. Like, nigga, they got into a shootout in Midtown Manhattan, nigga, in broad daylight.
Yeah, you got that's like getting a shootout in Beverly Hills.
You
nigga.
hit a cop in the head with a chair. That nigga pull out the gun, nigga, and shoot the homie. One of your niggas get shot. So they was just out there wild, fam.
Right, just
Shawty
wilding
was
the
on
fuck
the
out.
run the whole time of the Treyway shit. He was on the run the whole time. So he knew his time was up. He was just out wilding. So I'm like, you take this kid. Yeah, he's from Bushwick, Brooklyn. So yeah, you know, that's the thing about being from the hood. It's like you don't get to be a regular kid. Because you from the hood, you supposed to stand tall and win niggas because you not strong enough. And you know what I mean? Mexicans is in Bushwick, Brooklyn, nigga. Like it ain't like he got a whole bunch of it ain't like he in LA where he can be held down by his own people that be like, yo, nigga, y'all not gonna exploit him like that. Like, no, nigga, he got trumped up with the wolves, nigga. And they did what wolves do. And part of me is like, nigga, when you playing with fire, you get burnt. I look at all these niggas as funny, nigga. Like, you telling me you gonna be out here doing some street shit, you robbing each other, nigga, you grimy, and when you do grimy shit, you like, nigga, it's the streets, nigga, I'm a wolf, nigga, right? But then you want niggas, when shit go left for you, nigga, to have some kind of compassion and sympathy when you were stealing millions from a nigga. You, nigga, the feds showed that nigga proof that you had plans to kidnap his mother. You kidnapped him. Like, nigga, there's proof of you putting a hit out on the nigga. Like, now, I'm a nigga that's gotten into some trouble before with some niggas. I got co-defendants. Them niggas love me. I love them, nigga. Ain't nobody go to prison, nigga. Like, and there was prison time on the table. We stood tall. Everybody's not gonna do that. I won't ever put myself in even a situation to have to do that again. That's just not fun. Niggas is playing with their lives. Like, I can't expect a nigga to do 50 years for nobody. If a nigga was right-hand man with somebody and flipped on his man because he was like, nigga, I'm not doing 50 years. There's half the country going to be like, shit, I ain't going to lie, I feel him. That's why you don't fuck with the streets. There's a lot of niggas that can own a Fortune 500 drug ring. But they're not doing that because they know, nigga, I might have to snitch on a nigga. Or I might have to tell on a nigga. Or a nigga might have to tell on me. That's part of the game. I heard Freeway Rick say that shit. Like, I was mad at the nigga that snitched on me. He said, and now I've been in a room with that nigga. And he was scared, but it was love.
Right.
I told him, like, yo, man, you don't got to fear me. It's love. I just did. Nigga, it's Freeway Rick beat a life sentence on this dude. They didn't have nothing on Freeway. Dude got caught up in this. He had white privilege and flipped on the black dude, nigga, and got off. And was right back out selling dope, nigga, and mingling, mixing again.
I thought he was a Latino.
Yeah, well, when I say white, I mean non-black. Like, yeah, but he was a Euro Latino. See, the thing is, sometimes, like, we got to be honest. Like, we found that out in the election. There's white Latinos.
Oh, yeah.
There's Latinos that are of European descent that, like, they come from a heritage of conquerors that landed in Spanish-speaking countries. And
hey, if you wanna,
they don't really think too kind of the local folk either.
If you want to, like, dive in quick into what he's talking about, go watch Kill the Messenger on fucking Netflix. Because it's about the reporter who blew that case open.
What case?
The fucking one saying that there was a whole drug thing funding award for the Contra.
Oh, about what Reagan
that was
doing?
Ricky Ross was involved in that, and the Mexican dude. Yeah.
But at the time when Ricky Ross got caught up in it, he didn't even know.
So this
he
dude
didn't know he was selling drugs for the United States government to fund a war.
He didn't. That's how he got some of his time shaved off, because he started naming some of the niggas off.
Let me throw this in there too. Black men, especially Latino men, pay attention to this part. That's why he was able to become so successful also.
Right.
See, they'll fool you into thinking that you're slick and you're doing something that they don't know
and
about.
Be watching you the whole time.
El Chapo's in jail now. Nigga, because at the end of the day, when they're ready to stop playing with your ass, they're gonna
get you.
They're gonna deport you to America. Your ass ain't never been lived in America. You ain't nothing.
Well, it's because they know in Mexico he gonna keep breaking out.
They said
he's too
even
rich,
old boy from
too
Colombia,
much power.
Nigga, they said whatchamacallit, what's his name from Colombia? The drug lord nigga,
Pablo Escobar.
Escobar. They said nigga he didn't fear nothing or nobody. That the only fear he had was extradition. That's why he was willing to build those prisons and sentence himself. Like, all right, I'll just chill in this prison. Don't send me to America, because he knew the worst thing ever is to go to American jail.
Because you're going in Fed jail, you're gonna do that time.
And we out here in America acting like the shit is humane and normal.
Right?
And
people are scared to come to prison here.
Nigga, that peel people's skin off. Like, yo, just don't send me to American prison, nigga.
Send me to Mexico.
Whatever you do, nigga, don't send me there. Like, they know better, bro. And you're not getting out.
So now I killed the messenger, right?
It's just wild.
This dude is a reporter, and he got wind of a story that the American government was funding a war for the Contra through the sale of cocaine.
Yeah.
He blew the story wide open.
Did they kill him?
Then all the sources.
Spoiler alert.
All the sources came back and were like, nah, none of this happened. They started poking holes in everything.
Start doing that shit that they do.
Did. All the people he talked to, they all came back, said they never talked to him, never seen him before, whatever. They fired him from his job. He ended up going into hiding for a little bit. They found him shot twice in the head, and they said it was suicide.
Yeah, fam, that's what they'll do to you.
Tell me how many niggas missed the first time.
The old double shot nigga suicide to the head.
Who misses the first time? Blow.
Fam, the shit
that they got to, and then they gonna load up again like, oops, blow. You shoot yourself in the head once, you gonna be, for lack of a better word, retarded. If you shoot yourself in the fucking head one time.
First off, let me tell you this. One thing I do know, because neither one of us, thank God, has shot ourselves in the head. I know that nigga you'll regret it instantly after the first one, fam. Like,
you don't know if you really want to keep going through with it or not, nigga.
I know, nigga.
I don't mean to laugh, but I know
your instant reaction is gonna be like, let me do this again.
Let me load that. Let me get
this
right.
You're gonna at least be shook, like, oh, nigga, you can't get hit in the head by a certain type of motherfucker or object and not be dazzled a little bit. Like, let me figure out what I'm doing right now. Like, you're not just.
Even if say that gunshot grazes you that close to your ear, you gonna be dazed, nigga, off that bow. You gonna be like, oh my god, my ears. But I'm like, shot twice in the head, bro. It was suicide.
Put like this: a motherfucker get hit with a right jab and forget the duck, and you telling me, nigga, like, and not even be able to get out the way of it. Like, they know it's coming. Like, oh, she's gonna hit me again, nigga. Like, and they can't even figure out how to move out the fucking way, nigga. And that's just one step away, and you telling me a nigga shot himself in the head twice.
Or hold on, no.
And we let it ride, though.
Let's build off what you just said.
We let it ride, fam.
Okay, you didn't miss the first one, but you know he coming with the second. You just gonna stand there and let him feed you the second one, or you finna?
Hey, and it's funny, but that's what I always go back to in the OJ case. Like, how the fuck he stabbed somebody 18 times and another person next to him 16 times simultaneously?
Yeah, because what are you doing?
Like, y'all gotta tell me. Now, if y'all told me OJ and his friends did it, we could talk. I'm not saying OJ is innocent. I definitely ain't saying that. But I've always wondered that. It just be certain shit that we be talking about that we let slide. And I'd be like, well, nigga, I don't understand this part.
You both are standing next to each other, and I'm just feeding.
So think about this, fam. We two grown men. Nigga come up, start stabbing you.
You gonna try and
now,
take off on this
it's
nigga.
one or two things. I got one or two options at that moment. I'm either leaving you to
fight
die.
or flight.
Fight or flight, right?
That's it.
You summarize it. So it's fight or flight. Now, let's say, for the purpose of this story,
right.
It's flight, right? What was it, nigga? Like, was it just chill? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, and I'm not making light of anyone's death, fam,
you
but
was
I'm
just
like,
that shocked at looking
but
at
you
like,
gonna tell me?
You just stood there and waited for your turn?
Cause, fam, I don't care how weak you are. Like you said, it's flight or fight.
Fight or flight.
So,
motherfuckers get superhuman strength.
Whether you're a female
in them situations.
Whether you're a female. You know what I'm saying? And you see him stabbing and you try to help and then you get stuck like one time and you take off running. Or I'm not saying I know how it happened or how it was supposed to happen. It's a lot of mystery in that shit. That's why I feel like OJ got off. And in under the guise of America and the justice system, that's why nigga George Zimmerman got off, because it was they created mystery in the shit.
Right.
That's why all these cops get off for killing black people, because they create mystery in the shit. So I was just like, well, hey, don't cry over spilled milk now.
That
Don't
nigga
try to
George
switch some shit
George
now.
Zimmerman is such a bitch. He gotta feel like a bitch because that
Is
little
he a bitch?
17-year-old was beating his
Hold on,
ass.
no. Is he a bitch? Because he caught a body, got away with it, nigga, flaunts it, nigga, made money off of it and walks around. And the people that's supposedly upset about it ain't did shit to him yet.
He a bitch to me.
Ain't did shit to him yet. These same niggas, a nigga, like, look what these niggas did. Like my nigga Ho said, y'all killed X and let Zimmerman live. The streets is done. I don't want to talk no street shit with these niggas, man. Because
You can.
right there in Broward County and Florida and all that shit.
Hella niggas.
It's the murder cap. These niggas out there
Dreadhead
chopping
killers,
niggas,
nigga.
chopping niggas down.
Right.
But George Zimmerman walking around peace, just chilling, nigga.
Freely.
Like, I don't get that. And I'm not we're not advocating for violence or, anyone's murder. But you would think that certain shit would just make certain things like make sense. Certain dots would connect, and it's just like, I don't want to hear that gangster talk, man. These motherfuckers is the new KKK, and I've been saying it. Ain't no such thing as a black gangster in this country.
You gonna get us ran up on one day?
Somebody gonna run up on us and get shot in the face, man. It's an open carry state, nigga. Well, watch yourself, nigga. Gangsters ain't the only one that can carry a gun. So, nigga, a kid can pull a trigger, so it ain't that hard.
Yeah, I can't legally have one. So.
Well, nigga, your mans can. So, shit, run up on me because my opinion if you want to. I'm
going straight to prison, even if it's
Blow
self-defense.
your biscuits, nigga.
Ain't that fucked up? That's because I can't own a gun. If I get a hold of one and shoot somebody in self-defense, I'm going to prison.
Yeah. Hey, Boosie,
so I'm supposed to just let him kill me, right?
Boosie said something that was kind of funny, but it made sense. He was like, I feel like after I got shot, I should be able to own a gun now.
For real.
And I'm like, nigga, that makes sense, dog.
I'm supposed to just die out here?
That makes sense.
My right to bear arms is gone. I could die out here. You don't give a fuck.
See, I think this, man. I don't think you should be able to lose your right to bear arms without being a murderer.
That's real.
Like,
or attempted murderer.
No, I'm saying, like, if you got
with a gun,
if you got a body on you, and it wasn't justified,
right?
Even if you did your time and came home, you can't get no gun no more, nigga. You're not to be trusted. You kill niggas, but like you catch bodies, nigga.
That's what you do.
We're gonna help you help yourself, nigga. You'll catch a body out here.
You're gonna
nigga,
be right back in this motherfucker. Right.
But all it takes one of these niggas get you mad. You done it before, like you know what I'm saying, like, or you get scared, like nigga, nah, nigga, we ain't doing that. But if you a motherfucker that I don't care did anything, I don't care if you got caught with 1 million guns illegally, you should never be able to like lose your right to bear arms. That's your right. That's like constitutionally given. It's like we argue about if a felon should be able to vote. Like, is he in or out of jail?
Yeah, right.
Because I could see you saying, all right, nigga, part of your punishment of being incarcerated
is
while
you're
incarcerated, you can't vote, nigga. You're not a part of this society no more.
Right.
Because you didn't appreciate it.
Right.
However, when you get out,
you have the right to vote again.
Come on, bro. Because motherfuckers are like get caught for like scamming and trading and politicians doing all this like, real fraud and criminal shit like warmongering and shit like that. They get caught, get slapped on the wrist and can go run. Like Trump said he gonna run for office in 4 years. Ain't that a bitch?
Until
nigga.
we impeach it.
The nigga that been impeached twice, nigga.
Well, this impeachment was so he can't ever run for president again.
But nigga, they didn't know. That was only if they had to get the votes.
They still it hasn't happened yet, has it?
Yo, it happened, nigga. They ain't no Republicans. There's only like 7 Republicans that voted, and they instantly, nigga, tried to get all 7 of them Republicans to fuck up out of there. Censored like 4 of them, nigga. You can't be on no committees.
All Republicans need to get the fuck up out of there.
Hey, man, and the good ones need to walk because it's like if you started a youth organization that turned into a pedophile ring,
right?
You're just as nigga culpable if you stay there.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta walk the fuck away from that shit.
We started this to save the kids, and you niggas are fucking them. I gotta go.
Or you all gotta go.
I got to go, my nigga.
I gotta
at the least house. If you don't, even if you don't report it, and I come from a certain culture, so I can understand like where a lot of people be like, no, you're sick and you're just as guilty if you don't report it. I respect that.
Right.
But I'm not 100% there. So even if you don't report it, You stayed there, nigga. What the fuck you still doing working there?
Right.
And you know that's what the fuck is going on. Now we got a problem.
Yeah, now I can't fuck with
Can't
you as a
fuck with you,
person.
bro.
Like,
You
what do
just-
you
you-
mean?
you-
You
you-
just you're over
You
there
was the
still?
cover guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck was you doing?
You
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's different. Oh shit, that's not. Oh. See, nigga, the tax, bro. The tax.
The other one's still there.
That's because you got more room. They ain't there no more.
No, that one.
Oh, so it's on your side. My side, cool.
Move the tax over a little bit. Move yours over a little bit. Mine's off the wall. You can't just set it up there.
Hey, man.
Drop that bitch on my head, bro.
All I'm doing, man, get your shit right, man. I'm over here nice. My side's still in.
Nah, you gonna
shit.
quit talking about me.
Hella healthy.
Nah, he about to come out the wall a little bit. It's about to move him over.
That's just funny, man, because in our previous life, this would be edit. we kicking it on the live, though.
That previous life is over with.
There you go. See, the thing is, if I told you if you'd have scooted all that shit out the way that's there for no reason right now, just put it by the wall. You could have slid down some. I could have slid down some, but I'm over here kind of pigeonholed. Like I ain't even. I'm gonna try to let me do that. I forgot my seat can scoot up some. Oh shit, that felt good on my back actually. I needed to sit like this.
Why is this bitch wanting to come out the wall?
Cause it's on thumbtacks, bro, and that shit weigh at least 30 pounds.
This shit don't weigh no 30
Like
pounds.
7.
This shit
Like 7.
maybe.
Strong 7.
I'm gonna get the little sticky joints for it tomorrow. So back to 6ix9ine shit and talking about civilians. Whack 100 was on a podcast saying that 6ix9ine's not a snitch, he's a civilian, so he was telling the truth.
Okay, well, this is the thing before we get into that. I want to let the listeners know I don't subscribe to gang culture, quote unquote, street politics, right? I respect them. I know of them. So in the confines of Whack, who's like a shit nigga, he like the street politics mayor in the game. Like he always jumping in to check niggas when they move wrong. It's funny because I heard a Clubhouse call with him, and I respect this about Whack.
Mm-hmm.
He was on there with some other figures, and they were arguing about something, and he went into his spiel with like, "No, nigga, because in the game and in the streets," and they all laughed and corrected him like, "Nigga, this ain't the motherfucking streets, nigga, calm down." So it's cool because it showed me that like Whack ain't just doing that for the cameras. That's him,
Right.
and if you, especially if you lived on the West Coast, like I'm a New York native, but I lived a lot of my life on the West Coast, and like one thing I've always found interesting, it's you gonna know a cat that's gang, and they live by a certain code. They live a certain way. They move a certain way. You either love it or hate it. I think Whack was that dude, so I respect it because I believe him to be authentic to who he is and himself. I believe Whack really believes that and lives his life by it. And because he's been able to successfully cross over, I don't think he sees different lanes. Like, no, this is me. Excuse me. This is who I am. This is how I move. And look at the tree he comes from. Pause. He's Suge Knight's man.
Right.
So you see how Suge Knight moved in the game. Strong body, like nigga, we moving like the streets, and I think that's just how he moves. I think he's cleaned it up. You know what I'm saying? But
So because he's
so
basically,
I guess I got the long-winded version to say, nigga, for his perspective.
well, he's
I agree with him.
basically saying what you said. He's basically saying like he went from the kid that was just rapping and in the community and where he grew up at to then gang banging when he was on and all that shit. So he was like, you took him and put him in a situation that he didn't belong in the first place. He's not a gangster, he's a civilian. So he did what a civilian does, and he told.
And the bigger picture of what I think was Whack was pointing out and this is just me.
Because to me,
Hold on, and this
snitching
just
is
me being a New Yorker native.
snitching, nigga.
This is me being a New York native, understanding how West Coast niggas look at New York Bloods and Crips. I think part of that was Wack saying, "Yo, you niggas is banging funny." There's no way in hell 6ix9ine is infiltrating, for lack of a better word, because he didn't infiltrate shit, nigga. But what technically maybe that's the word for it. But you niggas was so greedy and dirty with the way y'all handled it.
Right.
Wax got to be looking at them like, y'all could have been me.
Right, yeah.
Look how I'm treating the game, nigga. Look how
Right.
I'm treating nigga Blueface. Look how I'm treating my artists. You niggas ain't more blood than Whack 100, nigga.
Right. You ain't more blood than Game.
Don't fuck
who
the
signed
bag.
to Whack 100.
Don't fuck the bag up, nigga.
Right.
And the gang up, nigga, because you niggas is out here just acting like wild animals, nigga. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of people look at 6ix9ine, and the reason why he kind of still got life is because a lot of people know deep down inside they did the same shit he did. Some people look at this situation like the bullies got what they deserved.
Okay, so like,
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Just think about, dog fam, you're from
Right.
Detroit, Michigan originally. That's in you.
Right.
I'm from Brooklyn originally. Like, there's certain things, nigga, that like,
He's from
you
Brooklyn.
yeah. But unfortunately,
Right.
unfortunately, this culture, this hell,
Right.
was designed uniquely for black people.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying my Hispanic brothers and sisters don't have their own hell, nigga, on this American soil.
Right.
But what I keep pointing out about him being from Brooklyn, he's not in Spanish Harlem. You understand? Not saying that this couldn't have happened to him in Spanish Harlem,
Right.
because some Spanish niggas could have did him dirty.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, I don't think people realize, nigga, how like a Mexican kid from Bushwick, Brooklyn, like, nigga, that's little Africa.
That's an anomaly.
You just don't see a lot of Mexican kids from that area. Like,
right.
And if you do see, and the Spanish kids that's from there are Puerto Rican, like Dominican.
He's like that white family that just been there for generations.
And
nigga.
and niggas don't understand how dirt poor that area is.
Mm.
And it's that poor in one of the richest places on earth. So a lot of niggas got big dreams and shit like that. And when you watch the little story on Duke, he was a youngster. That was always his self. He always had that 6ix9ine energy.
Mm.
So niggas thought, like, niggas, ever since he was young, he was like, he gonna be that dude. He had a little buzz to him. He ain't have shit, though. Dirty little Brooklyn kid. But he was more hip-hop punk rock. And he sounded like Onyx.
Right.
He started, like, doing this what you do with the videography and shit. He did videos and all that shit. Did clothes and all that shit. Told his man one day after a popping-ass show, he was there, was like, man, yeah, this shit is selling. I think you really need to try to push this shit. Niggas like your gear, you're dope. One of his best friends that rap, he's like, nah, son, I think I want to do what y'all do. And
right.
he's like, word? Then he goes and records a song, and they heard it and fell out because it was like, nigga, you sound like Onyx. Who knew?
Yeah.
Little Mexican nigga.
Right.
Got with that strong voice. He doing his thing. Woo, woo. Nigga, if you look at his story, he got a deal on accident, just being in the right studio and the way he looks, nigga. And they was like, yo, you rap or something? And he was just like, man, I'm just starting. Had 2 songs. They took that nigga on a European tour. Ends up killing the tour. Gets it extended.
Right.
Gets a deal with Lucian Granger.
Mm.
Comes back. Rest is history, nigga. It ain't like, a lot of people feel like 6ix9ine, nigga, was a kid from the suburbs, nigga, that disguised himself as a hood kid, nigga, and went and hung out in the hood like we've seen people do before. No, nigga, he's from there. They all know Danny.
Right.
It's just now, put yourself in the hood mentality. Now one of the weak links in the hood, nigga, is popping and on. You know how the leeches do, nigga. It's a lot of niggas that go to the league, fam, that never go back to their neighborhood. Because they know they can't stand strong and come through there, nigga, and not get taken advantage of and not get extorted. They know when certain niggas say, yo, call me, and they say they gonna call them, they have to call them. I heard Irv Gotti say that. He was like, yo, niggas don't understand that Suge wasn't even out there being a bad guy a lot of times. Niggas is so scared of him. He said, I've seen it happen several times.
Right.
Where we out kicking it, minding our business. Nigga, somebody say what's up to it. Just because we know him. Like, oh, what's up, dude? Like, oh, I see you doing that thing. You killing. Sugar's a businessman.
Right.
He know what everybody doing. And then he said, I see a nigga be look at Suge and be like, yeah, Suge, you the big homie, shake his hand, and be like, man, we should do something. My next album, nigga, we should do something. Or, yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm doing this movie, nigga. We should do something.
Right.
And what Irv was saying was like, nigga, you just made a motherfucking verbal deal with the Grim Reaper.
So you should have never
Nigga,
did that.
And the thing is, in the entertainment business, whether you're in New York or LA, you gotta come through there.
Yeah.
And now even Atlanta, you gotta come through there. So you can dodge me and change your number.
Until you got to come to L.A.
But you're gonna come to LA, and they was like, nigga, Suge got niggas all around LA that was telling them like, yo, so and so here.
Right.
We just came to the LAX, B.
Right.
Like, so now they scooping in on you, and it's just like, you said that you was gonna let me in on half this deal. You got my half, right? Whose fault is that?
Yours,
Because a
nigga.
lot of niggas ain't comfortable being around real gangsters.
Right.
So they get giddy and want to talk to them and sound cool, and they're infatuated with
When
them.
what
so
you should have said is like, hey, nigga, let's sit down and talk about this movie I got coming out.
Or what you should have said was like, nigga, I used to love you and Pac when I was younger, nigga. You a legend. Deuces.
Or if you,
I got
like
my
you
own
said,
business.
if you want to do a deal, like,
No,
nigga, let's
if
talk
you ain't
about
gangster, you should never do a deal with Suge.
it.
Am I right or wrong?
I don't know. It just depends on how strong your legal team is.
Or your situation.
Right.
I guess you right, because there's niggas that had successful dealings with Suge. I'm not gonna put my nigga out there like that, but I'm just simply saying, like, if you know you really don't want to do that, and that's what Irv was speaking to.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to – I personally am not going to go up to Suge Knight like, hey, I want to put you on some shit. I'm going to be like, what's up, dude? You know, see what you did.
Right.
All right, bro. I'm going to do what you said.
It's about being able
It
to
just
say
depends.
no.
Now, if I go say what's up to Jay-Z, hey, bro, I got these beasts. I got this. My
But
nigga,
nigga,
let me get your email.
Jay-Z has a history of niggas getting rich with him.
Right.
Not nigga, ending up dead, poor nigga, in prison,
All of the above.
pissed on, whipped, hung out the motherfucking
Get a
elevator,
piece of that candy, nigga.
hung out the
This
elevator.
nigga over here.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like,
That nigga Vanilla Ice made no money off Ice Ice Baby.
man, he funded Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
Off being in a culture. And Fox,
How you let a nigga just
I'm
come,
gonna tell you what. Fox has a special.
just
Now, I
come
want you-
bitch
that
you
what I
out
want to talk
of
about.
your royalties on a song?
Fox has a special. It's called Hip Hop something. I can't think of what it is, dog. I can't think of the name of it, man. Hopefully it gets there, but I'm gonna shoot it to you for sure. You gotta check it out, dog. It's actually really dope. They follow Bimmy from the Supreme Team, Deb Antony, who's his sister, who went to Atlanta and got Atlanta popping on the hip hop scene in a lot of ways, in the management and all that shit. And then they followed nigga Haitian Jack, nigga, and he talked all about Pac and all that shit, kept it real. And then they followed who else was the other person? It was Bimmy, Haitian Jack. Big U to cover the West Coast. And they was talking about how like they was all running the streets. All of them was uniquely in a position where they was running the streets, getting dope money, nigga. Running, Big U was out there getting dope money and on his gang shit, like running the 60 block or rolling 60s. And they all went through their downfall and all kind of like found their way into hip hop because of their unique power and situations. And so like labels would have to hire. They say Def Jam is the blueprint in the fact that Russell Simmons is a street nigga. So he was hiring niggas like Bimmy and niggas from the Supreme Team when they got out of prison, nigga off the rip, because he knew they know how to hustle. They knew niggas wasn't gonna fuck with him, and he wanted some street niggas on his team. So that nigga, when niggas signed a Def Jam, they got a chain on and a Def Jam jacket. They not food in New York.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he knew how to do that. He knew that hip hop was from the streets and you needed that. So when Jive and Universal and all these people start fucking with the hip hop culture shit, they start applying the same thing. So you had a lot of real street niggas that you be like, why the fuck would Universal make him head of A&R? Like,
Right.
but it's like,
Or what's his name?
it's because you start off in the game as a
The
manager
nigga that
or
was
something like that. You're a
transporting
fixer.
his dope in the
You're a
tour
fixer.
buses and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Jimmy.
Henchman.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Henchman also had a couple bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
No, I'm just saying that's a hood
You know
nigga.
what he did to them G Unit niggas?
That's
Fucking
it.
with his son.
Right.
He used to roll with 50 Cent. He used to roll, like, in the time when New York was the jungle, like, he was a nigga that was a real nigga out there getting it, nigga. And, like, in the 50 Cent movie, they talk about him being on the island, with 50 Cent. And he ran the island. Nigga, Jimmy Henchman has always been a real street nigga. And he was one of them dudes that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Where the industry needed him so that you can have game, nigga, and bring him all throughout the country without him getting robbed or harmed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Nigga. Game was Henchman's artist.
Yeah. Before Henchman got.
That's why it was beef between it. Like when the G Unit shit set off, that's why it got real funky because Jimmy Henchman's son had on a Game T-shirt, nigga, in New York, minding his business, and Tony Yayo and one of the niggas, the hood wannabe nigga, you know, one of the niggas that put on for G Unit or whatever, seen them nigga, they did some things to him, put their hands on him, and one of them niggas ended up dead. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking with the wrong nigga.
Fucking with the wrong dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Like it's deeper than that. But
you
like,
know it's crazy.
But on so many levels, that's what the documentary is based on. It shows how the streets, in a lot of ways, morphed into hip hop. They had Bimmy, nigga, on the Joan Rivers show, nigga, on Good Morning America type shit, in the B-boy stands with Run DMC, because he was the drug kingpin from the neighborhood, and they all grew up with him. Mm-hmm. Like, they was happy that he wanted to come with them. He was happy that they took him on the road with him. He just went on tour with him. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, man, I gotta change my life. But he was making, nigga, millions and millions of dollars. Nigga, like,
no, go back to the Vanilla Ice shit. Could you imagine making a hit song and then letting a nigga bitch you out of it?
If you get in this industry and you make that kind of fast mediocre money, mediocrity, you just shoot up.
Yeah, meteoric.
Meteoric, thank you. You have a meteoric rise, boom. And you don't have no fundamental like basis in this culture, which is Black American street culture. You're going to get exploited in this game. Somebody's going to extort the shit out of you.
Extorted the fuck out of him, dog.
The labels are going to exploit you because they know you don't got nothing. They going to set you up to get robbed. Because it makes good money in music and all that shit and entertainment. They don't give a fuck, nigga. Like,
as long as you don't die.
They're not going to protect you that way. They're going to put you, we need you at the Hip Hop Awards.
I just couldn't imagine, like.
BET Awards. And you don't got no. Like, no, nigga, those are the ones that are food.
Nigga, you would have had to drop me.
But you built different, maybe.
You're not. Nigga.
Think about that.
You about to bitch me out of this platinum song I just made. You got to
drop
me.
That nigga, Vanilla Ice is probably worth at least $2-3 million now, nigga. So I'll guarantee you, in the grand scheme of things, he probably looking at it with wife and kids like, you know what?
I'm alive.
And I wasn't a street kid rapper anyway. I was a kid from the suburbs that could rap a little bit.
Dog, he had
a rock star that wanted to be a rock star, and they was like, "Oh, he can rap."
He had the corniest.
And they made
fade.
him the white MC Hammer.
The corniest. He had the Johnny Bravo on top with the fucking fade on the side.
Vanilla Ice wasn't never really walking around like that until they made him that way. He was a
no. I know. I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying that fade was terrible.
Yeah, horrible.
His whole style that they made him run with was terrible, nigga.
But he made so much money.
No, he didn't, because after he lost his royalties, all them shits flopped.
He made so much money.
Oh, for the industry, for the label.
How cold this is. Suge, we know what Suge did.
Right. Still getting paid off that song.
He was fucking with, what's her name? Madonna. Right, he was doing the dating thing with Madonna.
Who, Vanilla Ice?
Right.
Okay.
Just a few years later, Pac is dating Madonna.
Right.
She hanging out with Pac and Suge and all them motherfuckers, nigga. After Suge and them dangling your ass, nigga, off a hotel, nigga, balcony, nigga, in Vegas. And so you signed over all your right. Like, it's a cold-blooded, man.
Like, nigga, game. I'm not even going up to that meeting, nigga. Oh, Suge Knight, I'm cool. Tell Suge holla at my manager.
Right.
Like, that's all it is. Like, I'm not going to that meeting. I got no reason to go to that fucking meeting. What do me and...
meeting. They just came to that nigga's hotel room.
I'm not letting you in.
I don't think he let them in, bro.
This is Nevada. He should have had a gun.
This Nevada, you Suge Knight, nigga. You went to UNLV, nigga. You got bread. You know how this shit go. And he could have paid somebody, nigga, like, yep.
No, I'm talking about Vanilla Ice. Because he shot both the niggas. It's self-defense. So it's always been open carry, you know?
See, you making my point. A nigga that's tapped into this culture, this street culture.
Right.
Talib,
He would have knew
nigga,
that.
Most definitely Talib Kweli nigga had niggas around him nigga with biscuits.
Nah, for real.
Common nigga had niggas around him nigga that'll blow your brains out nigga if you got out of hand. So, cause they're tapped in, they from the culture, they from the streets. As they start making that bread and they going on the road and building their team,
They gonna have
they
that.
might look at some of the homies that they know is killers like, yo, I'm gonna pay you this nigga, just ride with me.
Right. Anything go down, nigga, you know what to do.
Nigga, when we was on tour, never mind, we'll talk about it later. But
yeah, we don't.
so if you think about that, fam, like that's my point. He didn't have no guns in that hotel room because he didn't think he needed none. He's like, oh, I'm Vanilla Ice and I got security downstairs. I'll call security if I need to go anywhere. And
where they gonna be when niggas busting your room? Nigga?
But you don't think like that if you grew up nigga in the suburbs and you're not from the.
I don't even know where the fuck he's from.
Like, I forgot what part of California he's from, but I'm not gonna say automatically just because he lived a suburban life. He could have had a rough life coming up.
Right.
And this shout out, I actually like that nigga's character, bro. Like, cause he funny in all the movies and shit I see him in now. He's kind of had like a Mike Tyson-esque like resurgence in his career.
Well, nah, I never thought Vanilla Ice or whatever. I can't. Rip Van Winkle. That's his name. I think so. Yeah. I've never. I gotta see. I think that's his name, but I don't want to diss, bro.
Hey, he's funny as fuck, and that's my boy.
Yeah. I don't even know how to spell vanilla. How the fuck do you spell vanilla?
VAN. I don't know that.
It's been so long since I've ever had to spell that.
I was just telling my sister, I was like, man, I need to start reading a couple books, man, just to sharpen my motherfucking like literacy.
Oh, it's Rob Van Winkle.
Okay.
So I was right about the last name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I didn't like Rob. I didn't dislike Rob Van Winkle. I didn't like Vanilla Ice.
And he was the first time that we seen them like just throw a white dude in our shit.
Yeah.
Now
force that nigga down our throat.
Pause. Our parents and shit had already experienced that with like the Elvises and people like that.
Right.
They had already experienced that. So in our culture, we just had never experienced
yeah, there was
that.
no
like,
white rapper that was that
like, wait,
mainstream what? At that point.
Like, and then
like you had like third base and shit,
he was
but
everywhere.
Right.
You know, they put him. They was giving him awards.
That nigga was in Ninja Turtles. What 2?
Yeah, man, they had him everywhere.
Everywhere.
Secret of the Ooze, my nigga. Like they had him everywhere. And the funny thing about Vanilla Ice, that nigga.
Did I see that VHS at your house?
Hell no. That nigga
Whose
literally.
house I see that?
That shit funny. That nigga literally like just mimicked MC Hammer.
That's
That's
real.
Another thing that had a lot of like cats in the culture pissed off. Like man,
the hairstyle, everything, dog.
That, like I remember being younger. There was cats that used to front on MC Hammer if you wasn't from a certain area. Like they used to front on Hammer a little bit. But when Vanilla Ice came out, I remember like niggas was not fucking with like niggas kind of like didn't even like poke fun at Hammer no more. Like
yeah, because they had that nigga. Like it was like wow.
That's
yeah,
when you realize like this nigga's a fake ass dude,
fat ass nigga.
Yeah, a lot of niggas don't know that when you talk crazy to MC Hammer, you'll get your ass whooped. They have to learn that.
EPMD do.
Redman tell you? Redman said nigga pull right up.
No problem. Yeah, no, they ain't no bitch in his blood, nigga. That shit's always been
funny to me because nigga, people forget nigga, MC Hammer was on Death Row nigga at the height of his worst, and you ain't never heard of a problem of him being even talked to disrespectful.
Didn't we? We gotta put that episode out. We do gotta edit these episodes because we did an episode with that nigga's last song in it.
You remember when I told you when he was going that hole?
That's the one.
I told you, nigga, that shit is the funniest shit. Son,
I gotta get that episode out,
I can't remember what platform it was on, fam. But they asked Hov about it.
Oh
my
God.
You gotta see that nigga's face, dog. So you gotta see that nigga's face, like you could just tell, like nigga, very few times, you know, because when that nigga do interviews and shit, at his stage, like it's all planned out, it's all like culture, like he know how he in there cool and shit,
right?
Dog, this nigga's face, like you could tell he didn't know if he wanted to laugh. Or like he was trying not to laugh because he was like, man, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but like
because he really might have to fight Hammer.
Nah, it's like it really ain't a thing, but the shit's funny, nigga. Like
it's a
scared of Hammer, nigga.
It's a fight. No, I said he's gonna have to fight Hammer. I didn't say he was gonna be scared of him. Made me lose my train of thought, nigga.
It's a fight. You saying it's a fight? Nothing.
Still lost it.
Damn.
Yeah, you fucked that off.
No, not me, nigga.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
It's a fight where only one side knows they're fighting.
Or even wants to. Hey, you know what? Let's talk about. That's the dangerous shit. Son, look. You know what my biggest fear is?
That's the fight.
Real talk, man.
That's the fight
You
that
didn't
one.
walk me right into this.
That's the fight that one side didn't even know was going
So you know
on,
one
bro.
of my biggest fears. It's two things I fear as a man. Like low level fears.
Right.
Having to fight another man ass naked.
Yeah, that ain't that
Right,
that,
that's
that
one.
that's a
'Cause it
real
almost
fear
happened
right
to me.
there.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to that dude.
Who's ass naked?
not
You or the
gonna-
other dude?
Me, because I was doing my thing. But turns out, nigga, that Shorty had lied about the situation. Another nigga came in there, and he caught her red-handed, nigga, and I'm mid-stroke. And the thing is, turns out dude is actually, like, kind of like my man's. Like, we cool with each other. Like, so I love this nigga extra, you know what I'm saying? Because
Fight
I remember thinking to myself, like, oh,
either
nigga,
way.
I hope I don't have to fight this nigga. Because I'm trying to put on my clothes, fam. And he kept it player. He didn't, none of that. Like, so I always, and in due time, nigga, our relationship went right back to normal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no awkward shit. Real nigga, real dude, like real solid guy.
Well, because the bitch is
But-
foul. It wasn't on either of y'all.
Right. But, it don't always work out like that.
No, it don't.
And that was one of my things. That's when I thought, I was like, damn, I never want to be laid up in bed with a bitch or something right at the house and have to fight for my life, nigga, with my Johnson out.
Jesus
TMI,
Christ.
my bad. And then the second one, nigga, it was like, literally.
Man, I'm like, that's genuine, dog. Like,
right. It's a legit fear.
naked. But I'm like either side. On
And
either
when
side
I
of that,
I
I don't.
lost track of what the other one was, nigga, and that was based on more so what we was talking
Either
about.
side of that, I don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
Though. I'm not fighting another nigga if he's naked. I don't want.
Hey,
No way
and
his
if we
Johnson
that could have
paws
been, that could have been the reason why the
touching
nigga
me.
didn't try to fight.
Right,
me,
that's
nigga.
probably what it was,
That
nigga.
lucky he naked.
Like nigga, because it ain't gonna be no discrepancies if your region touching any part of me, nigga. We're not tussling at all. I'm gonna try to knock you the fuck out if you come at me naked,
crazy,
nigga.
bro.
I'm not tussling.
That, and then what was the other one I was gonna say, man? I forgot what we was talking about before that. I think that like
One-sided fights where one side doesn't even know
Oh, yeah,
that
okay.
the fight's going
that, and the other one is nigga like I'm out chilling.
on. Mm-hmm.
Nigga, shit, not even with a lady. I could be chilling with you. We getting a bite, talking about our business, nigga. And the nigga just makes me fight him. Like that ain't one of my fears. That'd be more of a pet peeve.
Well,
I done gotten in a situation
the
like
young,
that and
the
handled my
young,
business, nigga.
the
Don't get
young
it
bull
twisted,
I
I'm just
told
saying.
you about, that was my client in Reno that got shot. He got killed over some old shit, old beef. That he
word.
didn't even know that was.
Still funk.
Yeah. One side still
Beef.
fighting.
I got a homeboy that's going
That's
rest in peace
beefing, and the
'cause of
other
same
side
shit.
doesn't even realize
Yeah,
it's
nigga,
still
some
going
shit
on,
that
or
happened
know
when
that
we
it was
in,
going
like,
on.
ninth grade. But the other nigga got locked up for like 7 years, 8 years, and then got out, nigga, and seen what my nigga up, nigga doing
Straight
his thing.
grudge,
my nigga. Not
nigga.
even thinking about it, like, what's up, boy, nigga?
Right.
With him chilling, not even remembering the shit, like, and he's still harboring that, like, nigga. And a couple niggas, now that he back on the block, was like, yo, remember the time so nigga whooped your ass in school, nigga? You ain't that hard, nigga. I remember that. Cause now he ain't even on that shit. This nigga done grew up. My man's
Right.
got a nice crib, nice job, nice shorty. Like
Got
doing
shit
his
going
thing.
for him.
You know what I'm saying? So now they looking at it like, oh, remember that nigga? That nigga was, you ain't that nigga. That nigga did that to you. And nigga, he couldn't take that shit, nigga, and really just caught my nigga just lurking on the Ave and smoked him. Like,
Niggas be heartbreaking.
and these the same motherfuckers
Long
that allow a
grudges.
nigga like George Zimmerman to walk around. These same motherfuckers that get beat up by police officers.
Right.
But they murderers though. Let me tell you something, bro. If I was out here just killing niggas on GP, nobody's putting their hands on me.
Yeah, right. Never. Not ever. If I'm able to just look at you,
And knock your head off, nigga. And
I'm going to do the same to any cop that thinks they going to touch me. Nigga, I'm about to bop, bop.
And that's the thing that's crazy. It's like
It's
you
all
don't get
bad,
to,
dog.
Like, it's just picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing about it. Like, it was a time when, like, it seemed like even cats that was in gangs, if you do the research, it was a sense of community. It was a sense of
Yeah, a
shit
long time
long
ago.
time ago. But now they didn't got it. It didn't turn into like being complacent And that's what we was talking about the other, last week about the music and shit. It's all become complacent in the body count.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's just like, and it's a lot of dope ass MCs. It's a lot of dope ass niggas out there.
It's
transitioned.
It's transitioned from, because now it's the body count. Before the body count, it was prison and getting shot.
Right.
You weren't really validated till you got shot or went to prison.
And that's crazy.
So we went from that poison to now the poison.
I see what you're saying. You saying it from the side
now,
of the perpetrator.
Yeah, now the poison of catching the body. It's a stigma now. It's we put too much glory, or we as a culture have allowed outsiders to help influence the young and stupid of our culture to make them poison our culture. Make sense?
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it's went in different stages. Like I said, it was jail. Then it went from 50 Cent made it cool to get shot, and now it's Mozzie made it body.
To name a few. I ain't gonna get
Mozzie, YML, Melly.
Pac kind of made it cool to get shot too to a lot of these niggas.
I'm just saying, bro. It's always ignorance is the new popping shit in our culture, and it has to stop being that.
Well, that's another thing too. Is I'm not claiming that shit is our culture no more. It's not our culture. That's another thing. Like if you want to represent that, you got to start calling your shit something else. You got to start rocking somewhere else. We don't appreciate that. We're gonna start putting these niggas that push that on our list. You know what I'm saying? and giving them the space, nigga. Like they don't deserve it.
But now if we do that, we're old heads and we're haters and we're all this extra shit.
It's okay to be that. Because we thought that about older niggas than us. And it turns out they was right. When older heads was telling us, nigga, that when we first started rapping about killing niggas in music, that was devil music and that was kind of ain't no reason. Like, even remember Stephen Harvey was like, man, I mean, he was saying it. He was like, I mean, I like hip hop, but damn, nigga, like, every time I turn it on, nigga,
I'll shoot you in the chest.
I'll
wet you.
And think about that. At that time, Steve, 45 years old, successful nigga, got a family, kids. Like, do he really ever? Is he ever in?
And that was, and you know what? That's crazy. That was the non-wholesome him.
Is he ever in a space? Listen to me. Is he ever in a mental space at that stage in his life? Any man, to where that you really want to listen to that? No, nigga. Like,
but
that
I
ain't
was
what
just
you
saying,
want to listen to.
even at 45, he was still in the wholesome, not Family Feud part of his life.
Yeah, I'm not even talking. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying about that, but like, I don't even
blinged
with
out
that. Yeah, with that,
shit,
I wasn't
was
even.
Way different.
Yeah, I was not even talking about him personally in that regard. I'm talking about more so just like as a prototype.
Right.
Any dude successful from our culture, from the hood, like you successful, you got a family, you definitely, you done made it somewhat, like you good. That's not. Why are you in a mood to ever want to hear that? A lot of niggas listen to that shit, nigga, to put them in the mood to survive.
Said I want my shirt wet from making love, not from blood.
Like, think about it. And if you think about that shit, it's only right that cats think about an MC like. She probably listens to songs like WAP and like she's not a hater of it. But what she stood for and represented, like
you know what? She's not a hater, but she probably thinks of it.
What does Lauryn Hill think when she hears that?
They think of it like this, like, you bitches, what I opened up for y'all, this is where y'all took it.
Like, come on, bro,
like we took it from real hip hop to showing females can fucking rap and put bars up with these niggas, go bar for bar lyrically with these men.
And so
this is what it turned into now. Now you got to take Nicki Minaj out of that, because Nicki Minaj can fucking rap and she can write.
I never said Nicki Minaj.
No, I'm taking her out of that. I'm not saying you.
We never brought her up, though.
I'm just saying.
We never put her in it.
No. As far as like.
I said WAP.
No, but I'm talking about like this day and age of female rap artists.
No, she still gets some of it because she's still complicit in like the overall sexualization. But like she said, like Nicki said, nigga, I got songs, nigga, that's some deep, real hip hop shit. Nobody talks about them.
Right.
I'm rapping my ass off.
And that's the thing. She can.
Nicki Minaj has one of the hottest verses on Kanye's album. with on a song with Jay-Z and Kanye on it. Like, she can rap her ass off. But because of the climate, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? She do have to like do that little type of shit. Now,
So that
what if she didn't?
okay,
'Cause
so okay.
Rhapsody don't do that, and she's successful.
So here's my thing with
So
that.
it's all a choice.
Very much so, because
I don't knock it.
because
I respect it.
I mean, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim were sexualized, but I still feel like they were even classier with it. Cause with the sexualization, their songs weren't over sexualized. They
Yeah,
weren't making
but it's like the violence.
wops.
It's like the violence. It's all evolution. They definitely was making songs about their pussy.
But
Nigga,
the way
definitely
they
was
rapped about it was
you know what I'm
way
saying?
clever. It
Well,
was
it was more
there
lyrical.
was bars in it.
It was
Is
more
what I'm
lyrical.
saying.
It was more lyrical. But they
So
also
here's my
had
thing.
help.
I don't have a problem with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion making WAP if they made it in a lyrical way, the same way Foxy Brown and Lil
I don't
Kim
have a
would have
problem with them
made
making
WAP.
it just the way they made it. I don't knock the song at all. It's a great song for them. It was a number one.
You know what I'm saying though.
Like for your ear.
I'm talking about for like you could have still made WAP but with better lyrics is what I'm saying. WAP's a catchy no, you know what? I
My
can
only
actually
knock
I
on
can
WAP-
actually say this. I haven't heard it.
My only knock on the song WAP would be that
I haven't heard
for
the
those
shit.
two artists, the way Cardi B has proven that she can perform a song, and the way Meg has proven that she can rap, it should have been a better song. That's it. I feel like it was almost rushed. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? That's all. Like now, you know, if it was in the same spirit as a Bodak Yellow,
Or it was like
some shit
they
that,
just
like-
they happened to be in the studio at the same time and just whipped up a song type shit.
it just didn't. You know, it was popish. It was like ratchet pop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's a thing. So
Ratch pop.
ratchet pop, nigga. That's all.
Ratch pop.
That's all. Oh yeah, man. What's up with your boy Charlamagne? They got beefing with Lakeith Stanfield.
Dog,
Talking about that?
I didn't do a lot of research into it.
Okay. Well,
No.
what do you think about Bobby Shmurda being
I'm
on?
fucking with you. I guess it stems from
We got topics.
Lakeith saying that Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club and a few other black-run radio shows are anti-black. That's where the whole
elaborate
beef
on why he said that?
stemmed from. Here, let me pull it up.
Yeah, did he say he ain't give them niggas no reason? Like, you niggas anti-black. I need a reason. Like, why he's saying it. I mean, because he might have some valid points. But I don't think the Breakfast Club is a black show. Just because it has black hosts. It's not owned by any black network or entity. And they do, what, nigga, top 40 music, right?
So I guess what had happened was that situation, and then also Charlemagne tried to with the dude from Get Out.
Oh, I've seen that part.
Tried to throw a little jab at him.
Yeah, said that nigga seemed like a snitch in real life.
Yeah, said he played the part too well.
Yeah. Nigga, but that's Charlemagne is a personality, fam. He's a commentator. He's
And
gonna
then,
make
but
those
then he turned
things.
around and gave Lakeith Donkey of the Day after the remarks
You know why?
for the anti-black remarks.
You know why? Because, nigga, I already know where Charlemagne was coming from. Get out your feelings. Don't take it that serious, bro. I'm a radio host on one of the hottest radio shows in the country. One of the lasting radio shows, right? They say he's the face of fucking radio right now. And he's making a joke because you all had already had a little spat, right? So
How would you feel if he said you played a snitch too well?
I'd probably laugh that shit off, nigga. The thing is, the difference is Lakeith don't like Charlemagne probably. So that it probably hit different because
Right.
you don't fuck with the nigga. But another nigga could have said that. Nigga Dave Chappelle could say that shit to him, nigga, and he'd have laughed at that shit. Like, if he was walking up for an award that Dave Chappelle was presenting at an award show for that
Right.
role, and he said that to him, nigga, everybody would laugh and he would laugh too. It's just time and place. I think that they already had like bad blood from an interview and shit like that.
But there's a difference between Dave Chappelle and Charlemagne.
That's just it though. The only difference is, nigga, is perception. Dave Chappelle is perceived as an extremely funny human being. So when he says something like that, it wouldn't be perceived as offensive. Whereas Charlemagne, even though it was just as funny as if Dave Chappelle said it, because that's funny, nigga, it's not hitting the same because it's not Dave Chappelle. Like, nigga, you don't get paid to tell jokes. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of does, though.
Right.
That's my whole point. He might not be a full-on comedian, but there's part of his job is to be comedic.
All right, so if y'all had a spat, say you had a spat with somebody, it died down, and then he says some fuck shit like that about you, you ain't gonna be like, all right, bitch ass nigga, like, why are we back at this again? I thought this was.
So when you're an entertainer, and this might be my manager mind, but bro, when you're an entertainer, it's just like, it's no different than an athlete really going back and forth with a writer. The writer's gonna win. Because while you're in practice, doing your livelihood, spending time with your kids, guess what they're gonna be doing? On ESPN, talking shit about you. Nigga, they're gonna be at the motherfucking Herald, nigga, writing about you. They get paid to do this.
Yeah, and then if you as the athlete start going on Twitter and everything at them, you're blowing
and you're
their
making
shit
them
all the way
hot,
up.
nigga. They gonna
That's
get a
what I
book
mean.
deal, nigga. They might get their own show now, nigga. Like,
them all the way up.
come on, fam. Come on. Like, nigga, you can't win that, and they'll teach you that in time. That's part of not being a rookie. That's part. As you become a veteran, you don't see them niggas going back and forth.
Don't get into these wars with these media.
What they say, nigga,
beat
no
your
comment.
ass. Right.
No comment. Or they'll go sit there and nigga and be real numb and void for like 3 minutes until they serve their media time and get up. Thank you.
Okay, but here's my thing. You know my take on Charlemagne. The nigga's a cornball. He's just always doing some cornball ass shit.
Is this cornball to you?
It is. Like, nigga, if niggas ain't been talking to each other and like died down, and then you in the I think the dude he was talking to her in the show or something together, or they're in a movie. They're talking about the movie they're in together.
Co-host.
And you take a jab at the dude because he did a good job at his job, at what the fuck he does for a living. And you obviously know this nigga don't really like you.
Yeah, but I gotta hear the context of what he said it. Cause Charlemagne is like that. Like, he don't be bothered by a lot
because
of shit, bro. So I feel like he might have just said it in passing.
No, because the other dude was like, "Oh, so you had to bring that bullshit up in this?" Like, he was like, "All right, well, let's take it there then," and started lightweight defending Lakeith. So it wasn't.
As he should. That's his man, right?
It's just one of them things, like, nigga, like, you're just doing too much, and he's constantly just doing too much, and he's constantly getting checked by motherfuckers for doing too much.
Well,
and like,
if you create dialogue and you're having dialogue
right
in the open forum, that's gonna happen, nigga. Like, I think you kind of.
It's just like, bro,
Charlemagne's not an artist. Or
you do too much.
Like
you just do too much. I feel like it's coonery to me at that point because you're just doing too much for the sake of getting out there, and that's not saying you're doing it
what if
more.
There's more to this.
You're not doing it more than anybody else.
All right, now I'm gonna take the other side. What if Charlemagne really is just like, nigga, I don't fuck with this nigga. This nigga's a bozo. I have to interview this nigga. I gotta show so much love.
Nah, he didn't interview him. He just interviewed the other dude.
I gotta interview. Okay, this nigga right here. I gotta interview the other dude, and then Lakeith is his. They co-host or whatever, co-star, and I don't fuck with him. Nigga, it's been back and forth on Twitter. Nigga, I don't fuck with him. I'm throwing a jab because, nigga, I'm throwing a jab. Fuck him. Fuck his feelings.
Then Charlemagne should have to see somebody eventually for some of the stupid cornball shit he does.
Nigga, I don't think Charlemagne's a punk.
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is.
Say that, nigga. That's part of it.
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying that he's an easy win.
Okay, so this is my.
So let me put part of it on the other side too. Niggas need to stop just pulling up and checking this nigga. He's the radio dude. You checking him I'm not advocating violence. Don't get take it there. But you checking him isn't going to do shit. That's like you coming on our podcast and checking us. Like, nigga, fuck you. Fuck out of here.
Well, you know what's corny about it is when you don't check when you don't do that shit, when you don't have that same energy for TMZ. when that motherfucker Harvey walks past you in the fucking shopping mart, nigga,
Right.
and you don't say nothing to him, nigga, and he didn't put some foul shit out about you,
Right.
you just take
But
that.
no, I'm not.
No. You just take that on the chin as part of being a
Yeah,
celebrity.
but I'm not saying a lot of people check Charlamagne.
When a black
it's
person,
only
nigga,
been.
critique your
It's
ass
only
on this
really.
mic,
It's only really
you wanna
been
get sensitive,
like
nigga, and pull up.
like 5 to 10 people that maybe have checked Charlamagne or tried to check him. But and then it falls on them too, because it's like you always try to check him on his radio show. You don't check him in passing when something can happen.
Yeah, because nigga, that goes two ways.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't.
That goes two ways.
Like
And
you
the
said, they
entertainment-
don't keep that same
and the
energy when they
entertainment-
see
and
that
the
nigga
entertainment
again.
Industry is small, nigga, and niggas know what Charlamagne could do with them hands. They seen those tapes. They seen those training tapes, nigga. That's why they was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave him alone, nigga. I'm gonna pull up on him at his job where he got a lot to lose, nigga. Talk shit, nigga, and go about my business, and he gonna go about his
Like
business.
Life Jennings
It's
checked.
all
Life
entertainment.
Jennings checked that nigga, right? And don't get to I don't think Life Jennings is whooping Charlamagne.
I don't know. That nigga did like 15 in the thing.
Yeah, but
He might hit different. Nigga.
Life just looked like he kind of brittle.
Really, I don't really judge niggas like that, bro. Because I done seen skinny niggas knock out huge dudes. Like,
Right.
Hey, hey, it's what your hands look like, man, and how you feel, and
But I'm
circumstance.
just like, stop. And it's not just him. Let me talk to like all black radio hosts and podcast hosts. We kind of gotta stop making fun of each other like that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop taking like snitch jabs at each other, jabs that we know in our community could hurt one's reputation.
Fam, we gotta stop being so fucking sensitive too.
I'm not
Like, no,
saying
hold on,
this
stop.
sensitivity.
If I play the fucking role
right.
as a snitch, and you fucking
Was he? I don't think. No, he wasn't a snitch. He was an FBI
No, he's a
agent.
snitch
Is
in
he
the
a
movie.
snitch?
Yeah, dog. That's
Yeah.
the history. Look, I'm playing a snitch.
Right.
Nigga, but let's put it like this. I'm playing a snitch. You kicking it with me and you kicking with a mutual bitch, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my language. And you don't like me because I'm a fuck nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a cornball and I be doing some fuck shit behind, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I be hating this shit.
Right.
And you be like, oh man, I see your boy in the movie. He did a good job, nigga. Like, he did a real good job. He did too good of a job, nigga. That's probably, and y'all took a laugh at that shit, nigga. That ain't that big of a deal.
Well, we kind of have different rules. We don't clown in front of females.
That was a bad example to put the female.
Because
Take the female
out.
and
We
put
gonna talk
anybody
shit.
else, nigga.
Yeah, that's
like,
real.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
give
nigga,
you that.
Right now, if I got a role in a B-list movie, a D-list movie, and I was playing a snitch, and I came in and sat down, and you was like, nigga, you did an alright job, nigga. I always knew you was a snitch, nigga. You played it too well.
I might have said
we
we're homeboys
laughing,
though. It's
we
different.
joking.
We fuck with each other.
Okay,
They don't
that's
fuck
one side
with
of
each
it.
other.
That's one way of looking at it. We fuck with each other.
Right.
But you a real nigga too. Like, okay, the op over there, nigga, we don't fuck with him. That nigga's a doof, nigga. You see that nigga over there? Yeah, he did his thing in the movie because we not haters, nigga. Good actor.
A little too good,
You
if
see
you
how
ask
good
me.
that nigga played the snitch though. Like, nigga, it just ain't that big of a. Either way you cut it, the shit's funny, nigga. Let the shit go. That's all my own thing about Lakeith. Like, when you start trying to like go back and forth with the nigga in front of the mic, you lose
Every
Because
time.
You don't have the most poppin'est fucking Twitter. I ain't seen none of your tweets, nigga.
You don't.
Like, you ain't like you.
And
LeBron.
this nigga has a
Like,
nationally
LeBron can
syndicated
argue.
radio show.
LeBron can argue.
Oh yeah,
with
all
this
day.
nigga. Like Beyonce can get into an argument with this nigga. Like, we gonna hear every response that she got.
Right.
Charlamagne can talk about this boy for like 3 months, nigga, and I might only hear 2 responses, nigga. Like, nigga, you out on remote, nigga, doing your movie, nigga. You might be in an island shooting a movie. You can't even get on your phone like that. Charlamagne killing you on Twitter.
Right.
Charlamagne killing you on the air. You gotta get over it. You gotta get over. It's like the nigga that tries to fight the angry nigga road crowd. You gonna fight everybody, my G? I had teammates like that. Like, nigga, sit down.
Yeah, nigga, you
gonna
are
fight,
out of bounds
You gotta
right
fight
now.
everybody that's booing us.
You're out of bounds, and then
Or-
everybody who's outside
Or peep this, nigga, you gonna yell back at everybody that's booing us, nigga. If you don't sit down and watch this,
looking
goddamn, pay attention,
stupid,
nigga,
niggas.
get ready for this game, nigga. What you doing, nigga? Your head ain't in the game. The fuck you even thinking? How can you even hear them?
Over here worried about these motherfuckers. They ain't
Come
on
on,
the court
nigga.
guarding you, nigga. They ain't
Come on,
finna.
bro.
They ain't trying out here trying to put buckets up on you right
That's
now.
all I'm saying. I just think that, like, for whatever, that's why I know it's more to the story than we know.
Right.
Nigga, like, I don't understand why he is giving it that life. Like if you just leave it alone, after a while, Charlemagne looks corny for keep bringing your name up. Because if you just leave it alone and he keep jabbing, nigga, it's just one tweet in cap letters, nigga. Ask Charlemagne, get off my dick.
Hey, you know who I think did have Charlemagne kind of shook though?
Who?
Fredo.
I don't know, dog.
I think Fredo started my that because them honest
I'm
niggas is different.
Yeah,
nigga.
I know, but hey, but the thing I respect Charlemagne about is Charlemagne stands on his square. If Charlemagne knows something to be true or he believes to be true,
right.
I don't give a fuck who's in there in his face, nigga. You're not gonna sway him on that. And he said it. He was like, nigga, you lied about beating up 50, nigga, and that shit ended up being true, nigga. Like you didn't beat up 50. Like so, I don't know how the story got twisted, but on the face of the evidence that's out. That's a lie.
I'm just saying, nigga. I think Fredo, out of all people, might have came the closest to trying to smack that nigga.
What if that nigga would have got his ass slapped by Charlemagne?
Then Sticky would have whooped that ass.
That's another thing you got to remember.
Sticky
no, hold on, listen.
I don't think he's whooping Sticky
listen
Fingers.
Listen what I'm saying,
nigga,
no, fam. That's another thing. You seen Sticky Fingers get beat up by that white dude, nigga, on the MTV shit?
Did he?
Fam, you better go Google.
I do need to.
That. Hey,
you got beat up on an MTV
nigga,
show.
And you can rumble and you can hit a nigga with a trash can, nigga, and kick him out, stomp out. Don't mean you got hands, nigga. Don't mean you can box.
So hold on, he was on like some celebrity boxing shit.
His ass beat up.
Got whipped.
It just embarrassingly. By like a punk rock
dude.
You
played Blade and got beat.
By like a skinny punk rock dude. This is before Blade.
Was it?
This is when he was still more nigga like niggas shut him down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it later came out. He said, like, his team said it was, like, rigged or something. Like, I don't know. But, nigga, that shit looked funny.
Nah, what looked funny was Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson got his little ass knocked out, but he didn't know how to box.
Hey, bro, you're not into video games, but, like, did you ever fuck with Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I used to fuck with Mortal Kombat when I was young.
You excited for that new movie?
I'm down to watch
that
it.
trailer looks
dope.
Look hard. I feel like the other two movies should have never been made because the CGI and shit couldn't do what them video games was doing.
Now it's ready for that shit.
Now you can tear niggas' heads off way different, do all types of shit now. Like
even the snow, like the ice and shit coming out looks way better, nigga.
Like them two movies, they're like cool. The video games doing good. We need a movie. Y'all didn't have what it took. You didn't even have the right actors.
Damn, the movie gonna be hard.
Movie gonna be dope as shit. How about this Mayweather fight coming up?
I'm watching all Mayweather fights, bro.
He finna whoop Jake Paul or Logan. It's the older brother. He finna beat Logan ass, nigga.
I wish I could get in there and fight that nigga for hella millions.
Ben and this dude that's fighting his little brother, this dude Ben Askren or whatever, he finna get beat up by this dude. Cause you're coming from MMA and fighting a boxer,
they about
nigga.
To fuck boxing up.
They are.
The thing is what Floyd is doing that was smart is, nigga, his team, nigga, has already got boxing starting to corner the market.
Right.
Like, if you ain't at the PBC, nigga, you ain't shit, really. And Terrence Crawford is finding out.
Oh, is he part of PBC?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And Terrence Crawford, Al Heyman and them, that's his squad.
Okay.
Terrence Crawford and them is finding out.
I thought that fucking Mayweather didn't like Al Heyman. Or Al Heyman owed him some money for a long time or some shit.
No, you're talking about, not Al, that's not Al Heyman, that's, the Jewish dude.
Who's the other? Because it's Al Heyman and somebody else.
The white dude. I can't think.
Like
of his
the two main
name.
boxing.
Bob
Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Al Heyman is a brother.
Okay.
And they cornered the market, man. Like.
Yeah, because PBC has the best fight. They almost have every best up and coming fighter.
Not Terrence Crawford.
Who's he? He's on Arum, right?
Yeah. And they don't have Canelo. Canelo's was on
Golden Glove. Golden Blood.
Now he's about to go to the PBC. They think. So it's just like that's where all the fights are. That's why Errol Spence leapfrog nigga Crawford. Everybody thought that he had to fight Crawford to prove himself at one point in time. It's like, nigga, now he's doubling with that nigga.
But isn't that fight supposed to be happening though?
Nigga, not really. There's no negotiations for it because Crawford didn't want to accept the 60-40. And it's just like, nigga, you only had one or 2 pay-per-view fights, and they dubs, nigga. Like
Who?
Errol Spence is the biggest draw in the boxing game.
Oh
now.
my God! Did you know that Broner fought this weekend?
He lost.
He won.
Oh, okay.
But
no.
did you know he
I
fought
knew
this
he was
weekend?
fighting, but
See,
forgot
I
it was this
didn't.
weekend.
I saw like the post-fight interview and shit. I was like, "What the?"
I forgot it was
It's
this
fucked
weekend.
up that but it happens. You went from niggas knew when you were fighting every fight. We knew when the Broner fight was coming up.
Some of that is self-doing.
To that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
To nigga, I didn't even know you were fighting this weekend.
Imagine if Adrian
And he
Broner would've
looked-
stayed down.
He looked terrible,
and
bro.
just paid attention to like if he'd have really studied Floyd.
He looked terrible.
He should have stayed with Floyd and never left, nigga.
He had a little gut on him. Like he didn't. It wasn't that Adrian Broner, bruh. That we're used to. It wasn't that when he won. It didn't even look like that decisive Adrian Broner win. And he was fighting some no-name motherfucker I ain't never heard of.
Yeah, I might have to check that shit out.
Do you know who I just found out about? That's Raw. Fucking Tiafimo.
What's Tiafimo?
Oh my God. Beast.
Tiafimo's good. He's from Brooklyn.
Beast.
Tiafimo's good.
Lopez is
I like
hard,
Tiafimo
nigga.
Lopez.
Beast. I don't know. I ain't never heard.
I knew he was gonna beat Lomachenko. I knew that shit.
Well, because Lomachenko had that layoff.
Nigga, Lomachenko's just a little bit overrated. He's dope, but he's a little bit overrated, nigga. Like, and he hadn't fought nobody.
But he didn't look like the same Lomachenko,
And
though.
he's
I'm
the only
telling
fighter
you.
in the history of my life I ever seen ESPN lie on his record. And it wasn't until like all the new media, nigga, cats on YouTube and shit, nigga, and social media like blowing them up, like, yo, you see how ESPN and them lying saying this boy undefeated and he got 2 losses? Like, they tried to put him pound for pound. Oh, they had him pound for pound over Errol Spence, nigga.
What other fights are
He's
coming up?
overrated.
Don't Pacquiao got a fight coming up?
I think he's negotiating the fight. He might have a fight. I know he had that fight with Conor McGregor lined up until Conor got his ass slapped. Or not,
No, he got
defeated.
slapped.
He did get slapped, right?
Not like knockout, but it was TKO. They stopped it. He was getting touched, too. Like, he couldn't get his head out the way of none of them
He's
punches.
done, man. Stick a fork in him.
I don't feel like he's done, but I feel like, nigga, if you're going to fight. If you're not, then stop. You can't have fucking...
See, I heard Joe Rogan and them saying that he was complaining. He was trying to get fights. And the UFC was milking him. Because they wanted to try to hold him off until they can get crowds. Because he's their big draw.
Oh, yeah, that ain't...
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know when we're going back to any type of live sporting events like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to keep it real. Boxing is not the same. Football and all that shit, you can have the artificial sound and all that shit. But boxing is not the same without when you see a nigga get punched, that crowd, it's not. And it's like, I feel like boxers are like suffering the worst.
No, it's cleaner to me though for boxing purists because you can just watch that shit. A lot of people are swayed. That's why normally when the crowd is on like that, if it's a fight, especially if it's a Floyd fight or a controversial Floyd fight, I watch that shit on mute. Or I'll watch it with my friends or whoever I'm entertaining, and then afterwards rewatch that shit on mute.
So you don't got to hear the booing and all that shit?
No. A lot of times, dog, it's the biased ring announcement. It's
the
motherfuckers that calling the fight.
They
will
motherfucking
literally
hate
tell you something that's
Floyd
not
winning,
happening.
nigga.
And you in the flick of it, you arguing with your man like, yeah, it's a good fight.
Well, look at that. Think about that Timothy
Bradley
Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, then you
where
go back and watch
Timothy
it.
Bradley won.
Right.
And if you go back and watch it,
that's what happened.
Pacquiao was missing punches, nigga.
Listen to me.
And every time he missed a punch, it was one of them like, oh my God, Pacquiao hits him with the left.
Me and my nigga
like,
Drew.
what?
Shout out my nigga Drew. Me and my nigga Drew sat there on the Indian reservation at his ex-wife's house.
Right.
And they was going ham for Pacquiao, and we were the only niggas in the house. I'm like, yo, I'm
dog.
not gonna lie. Hold on, I called him like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Pacquiao was losing this fight. They was like, nigga, you crazy. I'm like, son,
He was losing
Pacquiao
that
is
fight.
losing this fight. I was like, if they call this fair, and then like at the same time we did the and everybody was looking like they was mad at first, but then they was like, how'd y'all know? And I was just like, man, if you turn the mute button on and watch this shit, every
You
time
wa-
Pacquiao
yeah.
would throw his hands, the crowd's gonna go crazy.
Right.
And then
But people who watch
but then the
boxing like
commentators
us
would be like, "Oh, Pacquiao's putting on a flurry," but
Yeah.
like, nigga, he missed
Ain't
all
hitting
3 of
nothing,
those punches.
right.
Like, so another commentator would be like, "Pacquiao still can't get nothing on him."
Yep.
It depends on how they're calling it sometimes. So like, that's why I would just put that shit on mute with Floyd fights because they hate Floyd.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you know what
I
I'm
knew
saying?
Bradley was gonna win that fight. It was funny. We had a show right that night. I just got done with sound check, and we had we were gonna stay there. We were going back home. We had hours, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. I think I was like, dog, I was like 20, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the casino, hit the table or something. Fight was on, so now I'm gonna sit down and watch this fight, nigga. Yeah, I saw that fight live. And I was like, bro, I'm watching the fight. I was like, Bradley. At the end of the fight, I was like, Bradley won this fight. And if they don't give it to him.
They just gave it to Pacquiao.
Yeah. And they said,
And
nope.
They didn't give it to him. They didn't just give it
The
to him.
new. I was like, oh,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie, bro. This nigga will beat you.
But then Pacquiao did come back and whooped his ass.
It's something I'll talk about a lot. Watch that fight. Leading up to that fight, Pacquiao disappears from his dressing room for like 4 minutes. The whole world don't know where he's at. Freddie Roach is pissed off. They asked Freddie Roach, where's he at? He was like, I have no clue where he's at.
Right.
And he comes back with that mysterious little band-aid, bandage nigga on his arm. And that's when the internet was killing him, accusing that because he's always had steroids accusations.
Mm-hmm.
And he had them waiting. Like, he prolonged the fight.
Oh, no, I do remember that.
I think that has something to do with the judges, like, nigga. And you ain't gonna explain, nigga, what the fuck that little new little band-aid is right there. And they only had it until he got kind of in the ring. You can see him pressing on it, and then they just took it off. Like, nigga, that's a shot. You just got an injection. And that's why the Floyd fight wasn't happening no time soon. But what happened was Pacquiao's finances had gotten to a space where it's like, we need that money. So it was just like, bro, I'll take the test. He knew he wasn't going to beat Floyd. The only way you can beat Floyd is if you juiced. You know what I'm saying?
And then they tried to say he went in the ring with a shoulder injury.
And didn't have surgery.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, that's...
Nah, boxing is definitely fucked up.
And, it's one of those things, they make so much money. And when you the it person,
right,
and you got all the the franchises behind you, it's crazy, fam.
What else we got?
Your boy Bobby Shmurda is home.
Is he home or is he about to get home?
Well, there's mixed reports. There's reports that he's home. There's reports that he'll be home tomorrow.
Because I saw something about
tomorrow.
Quavo was talking about he finna pick him up and shit.
Okay. I didn't know him and Quavo had a relationship like that. But
I didn't either.
A lot of these niggas get to moving and grooving with each other behind the scenes and you don't know it.
Right.
And real recognize real. So, shout out to Quavo. But what's your thoughts on the whole GS9 indictment and then him and Rowdy getting home? And then, basically Rowdy wouldn't be home nowhere near coming home.
I feel like I feel
time.
like everybody in GS9 held it down like they was supposed to. If y'all real gang and y'all really do this shit in these streets, y'all handled that case exactly the way every one of you was supposed to. Nobody snitched. One of you took additional time so somebody wouldn't spend more time behind bars. They handled that exactly how a real gangster organization would pride themselves on street credit, on street code. They did that.
Rowdy got out, nigga. They took care of him,
right?
Down, he seemed to be doing good, getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, man, I'm glad for those kids, man, because they were young boys. And they stood the system in their face and was just like, yo, that's what it is. And it's about atonement.
And they were
about atonement. They know that they was out there in the street.
Right. They were stand up dudes about it. They were like, we did this.
Right.
We gonna do this time for doing this.
And in fact,
and we ain't telling on nobody.
Because
so
Bobby
that
was
when
the
we
star,
come back home,
right, And because
Can't
Bobby
nobody
was the
say
star,
shit about us.
because Bobby was the star, he had it out where he could have been out in 2-3 years.
Didn't do it because you gotta look at it like this. He wants to go home and be home.
Yeah.
And not worry about nobody can say he snitched.
Yeah.
Oh, you let your mans do more time so you can get out. No, nigga. I did everything the right way. So when I touch down and if I decide to start making music again, everybody's gonna fuck with me.
Everybody.
Just like they did before I left. And that's the way you're supposed to do it, nigga. I can't.
It's crazy that it's this, like,
There ain't no other
I think
way
it's
to
been,
do
what, 6
that,
years
bro.
he's done?
7.
7? It don't even seem like that long, nigga. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hot nigga came out
7
8 years ago, bro.
Can't wait to see what these young boys cook up, man.
So, like, shout out to GS9.
Wish Pop was here.
Y'all a gang. Y'all claim to be a gang.
Allegedly.
Y'all did some, allegedly claim to be a
Right.
gang. Y'all do some gangster shit. Y'all got caught. Y'all did your fucking time. Nobody told. So can't nobody say nothing to you when you get home. Nothing. Because what can you say? Nobody came home early because they snitched. Everybody did their time, nigga. Nigga got denied parole many times to come home early.
That's a fact. Some of them niggas got crazy time.
Yeah. And like I said, nobody told on nobody. Them niggas who got crazy time could have told on somebody else to get less. And didn't. Because it's a simple saying, you do the crime, do the time. That street code just as much as it's a cliche.
That's a fact. It's a fact. Seldomly, follow.
Seldomly is it practice, but the motto is, if you did it, you gotta go to jail for that. Why the fuck you gonna go point your finger at everybody else so you don't go to jail for what the fuck you did? They didn't. Yeah, they might have did something, but let them get caught on their own accord. They might have not even been getting looked at.
Right.
And you just put a whole indictment on that nigga.
That's just cold blooded, man.
Dog, the streets are crazy these days, bro.
And they intertwine with politicians and corporate America and all those things as well.
Right.
It's just foul. It's nasty. Just nasty.
Nasty.
What else do we have, though? That was a wrap on the ticket, man. It's a wrap on the ticket, man. Free Bobby. Glad they home. Shout out Rowdy. Free the rest of the boys, I guess. What?
Shit dropping.
You got anything you want to run through?
There's all types of shit I wanted to talk about when we first got back on air that I can't even think about now.
Because I don't be writing this shit down.
Well, nah, this is like from like the show last week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just write that shit down. Because it'd be hard to remember a lot of shit. You got a lot of shit going on.
Dog, a lot of shit happened while we weren't fucking recording.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta go get my fucking dad from Texas in like 2 weeks, bro.
Whoa.
Nigga, that shit is a 19-hour drive.
Bro, I'm already knowing, fam. That shit sucks, nigga.
But y'all be on the lookout for the new segment. Stories with Pops. Get your seatbelt.
That's nuts.
Buckle the fuck up. Because, woo, my dad's got some doozies for y'all. Whew. Dre the first finna be in the building. Dropping jewels on these. Oh, man. I know it's about that time. I'm tired.
Yeah, man.
So, with that being said, don't forget to like, follow, and share the fucking ATS show, the Always Talking Shit show. Like, you know.
That's what you got right there.
Nah,
Hey,
I'm fucking
man.
with you. It's been a good show. Good.
Yeah, man, we're gonna wrap up, man, and get back to it.
It's your boy Doc on.
It's your boy Akeem Sincere, man.
It's another episode of the Always Talking Shit Show. And like usual,
Fuck how you feel, my friend.
fuck how all of you feel.
You always talking shit show.